Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the 83rd episode of Screaming Into the Void, where we talk about whatever the hell we feel like. My name is Samuel the Infamous, and with me is my co-host, Devil Made Me Do It. Oh, and I should have waited like 10 seconds. Liberal.
My bad. Hi, guys.
We're gonna go ahead and blame our lateness on her. We were waiting for her. We weren't doing anything else that would have taken up any kind of time whatsoever. It's not our fault.
Yeah,
That sounds
girls walk.
nefarious.
Girls
Are you
walk
trying to
slower than
steal
boys.
Devil away from me too?
I mean, not sexually.
I'm never
Just
clicking on another
emotionally.
link. I'm never clicking on another link. It's never gonna happen.
Sorry, I kind of fell asleep.
Oh, no worries, no
It's
worries.
cold.
Oh, and hey, there's
It
the
is.
food channel coming in
Hello.
Hello,
early
everybody.
for him.
What's up?
All right, good to see you guys again. If I sound a little raspy, it's because I'm still sick, but we're gonna power through. So
Glad to have you back, bro.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, me too.
Yep.
It was a rough couple of weeks, and of course I get sick, and the news fucking explodes.
Yeah.
Right, so much shit has happened in the last 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
This never happens when I don't have a program. Like, oh, look at that! I forgot to mute that. You know, like we'll be doing like a regular coming up on a show and all that stuff, and I'll be like scrounging for topics and all this, and nothing much goes on, and you know, so we go ahead and we power through the show anyway. And now, of course, we've got an abundance of shit to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Because the whole world went fucking nuts this last couple of weeks. I mean, there's World War III. There's, you know, Canada style, you know, parental, you know, violations coming to the
Yeah.
U.S. There's all kinds of fun stuff. So I thought I'd start us off with something that was a little bit more. I mean, not everybody's gonna see this as fun, but I do. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this this video here. This is from a deep sea submarine. Right over here, you can kind of. Oh, I don't know if you can see my my cursor on there. Well, in the bottom left corner, there is something. Pay attention to that.
When she rolls up, oh wow! My goodness!
Where's my phone?
Whoa! Look at the width of that thing.
This is a monster. She is huge.
And now she's belly side. I can't do anything.
No.
We're armed, but I was a young male that went away. Okay, she's not here now.
Oh, there she is.
Oh yeah, but I'm not going to shoot her.
Oh
My goodness! That is.
Look at that eye.
Oh, that was cool as shit.
She's gonna eat the gun.
She's trying to. Whoa. Nice positioning on a subcaptain. This is fantastic.
Wow, look at the
She's huge.
size. I mean, this female, she's definitely bigger than the sub is long.
Yeah. She's coming back.
That was really cool.
Deep sea sharks.
Yeah, I couldn't get a clear enough picture to count them, but I think it's a 6 gill.
Yeah, pretty big.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can.
That
I
eye
think they
was
get up
cool
to
as
20
shit.
foot.
eye.
I think they can get up to 20 foot long. I think that's one of the bigger
Yeah,
ones.
I think they said from what I was reading that she was like pretty close to 16-footer.
Yeah.
All that, but yeah, here's that shot of her eye. Look at that. That's beautiful.
That was nuts. Like it almost looks fake. Like
hmm
I'm looking at like an animated show or something.
Black eyes, like a doll's eyes.
They're so pretty.
They
And those doll's eyes roll over white, and you hear the high pitched screaming.
Such a good movie. Fucking Mazza.
yeah.
Jaws 3.
Wait.
It's in a water
Oh
park.
yeah. So, Clue, you might have been asleep for this, but last night on Beelzebub, we discovered that the only movie that, like this kid Mazza apparently only watches sequels and apparently only really bad ones because he's only seen Jaws 3. Which is the one
Bet
at
he's only seen
SeaWorld, for those of
Godfather
you who
3
don't know.
You should check out Beelzebub last night. But
It was a good one. It was.
Catch the
But,
replay.
But anyway.
Yep.
And you know what's funny is I actually pulled this clip for the of the shark here before last night's show because I saw this. I was like, "Oh, this is cool as shit. I'm going to show this on Saturday." And
forgot.
all that, and then we got into it with Mazza. Mazza is.
I see what you're saying.
Oh, that guy that gal is going back and forth with on Twitter.
Yeah. I kind of felt
Yeah.
bad because I forgot how much Gal and him butt heads. It's all in jest. I don't think they really hate each other.
Yeah, we don't.
I'm like, I
But-
missed this party. Where was this party at?
Like I'm in their full Aussie chat all the time, and that's just how he is aggressive, and I'm me, so therefore I don't let that shit slide, and I am aggressive back. So it's fun. But it's like
and he's so like weirdly abnormally aggressive for a guy who looks like a little Susan Boyle clone.
yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, no, as soon as Devil hit live and the intro played, like they just started yelling at each other over everybody for like 5 minutes. Devil didn't even say anything for the first 5 minutes of
He
the show.
starts it every time. I'm just reacting. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, seriously, Maz, go watch movies.
Yeah. Let's do that.
So anyway, greetings to everybody in the chat. Good to see you guys. Hi, Shadow. Celine, hi, good to see you. Bernie, welcome in. Here's a topic. Oh, we have topics, buddy. America's pushing serious shit in. Yeah, and I bet you're all gung ho for that. Is the thing about Syria, kid. They've been at war with somebody or another for 5,000 years. They'll be just fine.
5,000.
Yeah. It's kind of what Syria does. I mean, even when they're not fighting their own wars against each other or against their neighbors, they're mercenarying themselves out to other armies. They've been doing it since there have been Syrians. So it is what it is. Also, there's some evidence to suggest that we were illegally on their side of the border, and therefore, by international law, they were 100% justified in their attack.
Yep.
So there's that. So, which leads me to actually the first thing I wanted to talk about. We're back at fucking Iraq again.
Yep. Full circle.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it?
Again.
So great. Deja.
There's not
fucking
even a
vu.
Hussein there anymore.
But there's probably a WMDs or something. Right?
You mean like last time?
Right?
All that yellow
Right?
cake gold that they found?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But that's that Anakin and Padme meme. If ever there was one.
it seems like it's gonna be him trying to make a distraction, hoping that gets him reelected. You
Yep.
know, people are afraid, or
We're
they
in 5
tend to-
wars.
they tend to stay with who they
Have.
yeah. When there's time of war, everyone's all like, oh, maybe we shouldn't make a change. Maybe we should just stick with it. So I think that might be one of the reasons he's doing this, is hoping that it scares people into just sticking with him or some shit. I don't know.
Right.
By
I
he,
don't
we
know.
mean Obama. I mean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, Biden.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Biden. That was great.
Yeah.
maybe I should have waited
What?
another 10 minutes to say stuff like that. Sorry, Sam.
No, you're fine. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you're screaming into the void. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's true though. Like, you know, anytime that this country has been in any kind of like conflict where they've been able to spin it as just like, oh, well, we can't just abandon the conflict now.
Mhm.
Nearly every single time, actually, I think every time the incumbent has won during an election year, every
Yeah.
damn time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Trump should have started another fucking war.
So he'd stay in.
Right?
Track record and all.
At least if he started a war, he would have started with somebody that we really should have probably been at war with.
Yeah.
And so
Somebody
this
needs
shit-
to ass whoop.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of the fucking Middle East, man.
Yeah. That's
Just-
exactly it.
I don't care about Israel or Palestine. I don't care about Iraq. I don't care about Yemen. I don't care about these places. These are shithole desert countries, right? Where life is miserable for everybody all the fucking time. Right? There is no benefit to us in being involved in that region of the world.
Right. We
I
got our
would go
own
so
oil.
far as to say that there's no benefit to Arabs and Persians and Jews to be in that part of the world either. Apparently, the place just brings misery. You
Yep.
know?
Yep.
But I just, oh man, so tired of it.
Maybe we should just
Yes.
leave the promised land alone.
Maybe we should, leave the promised land to people who actually think it's promised to them.
Yeah. Let them take care of it.
That's a good
We
point.
got to use our resources for that
Yeah.
place.
They need to start calling it the promised land. They need to rebrand. That ain't no promise, man.
Right. Well, we've got
Ugh.
some people coming into chat here. Ruben Christopher Haynes, good to see you, buddy. Biden is Obama puppet source, deep state, UN, WEF, WHO are pulling the strings, all evil. I agree. We talk about that all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, Truism the Stormcrow, good to see you. Good to see you.
Hello.
User has
Truism.
been banned for naughty words. Afghanistan does have minerals, which China is getting mining rights to. So here's the thing, is that none of these regions are without resources, right? The Middle East is very, very rich in resource area. That's actually why it's being fought over so much, aside from the religious angle from, way back. Like Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and such, they got oil like you wouldn't believe. And it's one of the reasons that the Saudi princes are so rich is because of their oil exports. Afghanistan does have minerals. It's also the, how do I put this? The number one purveyor of opiate derivatives in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Poppy
something about the
fields.
arid landscape. Yeah, grows poppies real good. So, and you get places like Iran, right? Where, I mean, I know that there's some shit going on with Iran. That they like to think of themselves as players on the world stage. I don't think they are. I think they're regional players who've gotten too big for their fucking britches. They're still bitter because their empire fell and they haven't been able to recover.
Yeah.
Their empire, of course, being the Persian Empire, who were once one of the most powerful empires who ever existed. But ever since that collapsed on them, and they've been kind of bitter about that. And yeah, so. Go ahead.
Well, it's like, you're right. They're trying to act like they're this world power or something, like they're up there, but all they do is just sit there and give money to terrorist organizations to do their shit for them. That's their only trick, is to just put money into bad actors and then act like, oh, we had nothing to do with it.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Can't we get rid of them in Minecraft?
No.
Not without causing other problems for us. Because we're so entrenched in the area that if we were to do something like that,
it just aggravates it.
yeah, and the
It's a
entire
vicious-
world would turn against us in a heartbeat.
Just like, you know.
They're not already against us.
Not
Well,
yet.
they still love our military.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they still love our money and our military.
Like recently, there was like a post on Twitter, and when True Pop brought it up last night, it was the same thing. Like, it's so ironic that the UK has lower taxes than you guys do now, and your taxes are higher than when you had the Boston Tea Party. And I'm just like, yeah, because we pay for every other fucking country's shit. Y'all can have lower taxes than us.
Yeah.
Because you don't have your own fucking military. Because we take care of your dumb asses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, like I said last night,
You too, Canada.
the whole world owes a little something to America because the seas are free right now because of us.
Yep.
Our military, our Navy is what keeps the oceans clear and safe.
And I'm not trying to make it like a brag thing. Like, I hate it.
Yeah, I wish we could fix our own house instead of cleaning up everybody else's
Like,
dirty ass house.
They're free to have their universal basic income healthcare bullshit, lower costs on ambulances and blah, blah, blah. Except they're beholden to their government taking care of that shit, and they have to stand in line just like our fucking veterans have to stand in line for fucking ever to get any type of service. There are people like in Canada that come down to the States so they can pay for it privately because they're able to get their shit taken care of.
Right. Well, it's not really even lower cost. It just looks that way on the surface.
Yeah.
If you look deeper into
You're
it, and it's
still
like the
fucking
amount of
paying for it.
taxes that they pay for that are exorbitant. They're actually paying more for those services than we are.
So everybody's eating off of us.
Essentially, yeah. Well, and that's like Devil was saying, like that if we decided to take our Navy and fucking take a step back and be like, fine, y'all are on your own. You do the very first thing that would happen, China would blockade
China
a
take
number
over.
of fucking countries.
Yep.
South China
The
Sea would
second
all be
that we
theirs.
backed out. Mhm.
Yep.
You know, and that would just be the first step. You know, like you'd have probably a bigger explosion of pirate shit over off the coast of fucking East Africa than there already is now, because guess who hunts those fuckers down? That's us. You know, the Suez Canal would be immediately barricaded. You know, because you know how Egypt gets about its precious waterways.
Mhm.
It's like this. It would cause a chain reaction that would bring global trade to a halt.
Well,
Again,
and we
we're
already
the
let
only
the
thing
Panama
preventing that.
Canal get taken over by
Yeah.
China.
We sold it to
We
them
did.
Yep.
pretty much. We gave it back to Panama, saying here for like nothing, even though we built the damn thing, and then they just sold it to China.
Yep.
So it's like, no, that was
We
intelligent.
might as well
Make
have
them
wrapped
more
it.
powerful.
Put a
Yep.
bow on it.
Yep. And if they decide to sit there and say, guess what? No one's taking it but our ships no more. It would cost so much more money if our ships had to go all around and stuff.
Yep.
It would oh. Yep, that was a bad mistake.
Mm-hmm. You know, but I mean, if we're so entrenched in it now that if we were to step back, it would be a catastrophe for everyone across the world.
Yeah, it's like a product of our own making too. It like our.
Well, it is. I mean, you know, the price of being a superpower, price of being dominant is that everything does in fact rely on you.
Well, the air quotes was more. It's our fucking politicians being.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
It's-
We didn't have a say so at
Yeah.
all.
I didn't say to do any of this shit. I didn't say to start to get into World War II, like, and everything after that.
I
Arguably,
wanted
it started
90% of
earlier
our
than
money
that,
to be
but yeah.
right here, fixing shit right here.
I would love that,
Who listens to me?
but I don't know how that happens without burning the world down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we learned in World War II that when you pull back, bad actors will. I mean, that's how the Nazis got so much power, because England we put them in a hole and we said, shame on you for what you did, and then that allowed them to Hitler to
Jason?
gain power.
Jason.
And then when they came out, and they pushed forward. Nobody stood against them. England had all those tanks there, and they essentially said, "Oh, go ahead, don't even worry about that." And they got all the way up. They didn't really give a shit till they got all the way up to the fucking goddamn, about to float over. Then it became an issue for them. When they're at the English Channel, that's when it became an issue, and that's exactly it. If we pulled back inside of our borders, as much as I wish we could just care only about America, what would happen is by the time we actually thought about it, you would have China owning half the world and ready to attack us because we're the only
they already
threat.
do.
Yeah,
they already do. Economically speaking, they've already gone into South America, Central America, Africa, Middle East,
Parts of Texas,
States.
parts of
They're
Austin,
Oh yeah, no, that they own quite a bit of our land too.
parts
That
of
we
Austin.
sold them.
Did you watch that Crowder documentary?
Which
Steve
one?
Crowder?
I
Was it
saw it,
yesterday?
but
No.
I didn't want to get into
You
the
should check it
plot
out.
half of it. It's I
Oklahoma.
agree with what happened. I'm not trying to argue his points. It's just I didn't want to freaking watch about, but yeah.
Is it true that the only reason why China hasn't invaded us is because of our Second Amendment?
Yeah.
They're
Well, no,
afraid
it's not.
that-
That's not strictly.
Well, that's what
speaking
Japan
the only
said.
reason, but that is a major reason. Yeah. This what is the phrase? If we were to be invaded, there would be a rifle behind every blade of grass. I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Yeah.
who said that.
They don't know where the guns are. That's the thing.
And that would be a huge problem for them. But that's not the only problem. Logistics of invading a nation that is so isolated from the rest of the world and has natural defenses like nowhere else on Earth
Yep.
is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Right. If I were to try and invade the United States, I would maybe think about not doing that because it's logistically
Might be better for.
hugely difficult.
Yeah, that I watched something on it. Somebody YouTuber did a video about that and about how absolutely impossibly hard it would be for any country to try to take the United States because of how we set it up. We are really well defended, and that's the thing with the nuclear countries that have nuclear things. Everyone's afraid of getting in nuclear war with Russia. No, none of us are going to use our nukes, especially on another nuclear power, unless there's a chance of losing the home country. If we tried to invade China, they would use nukes. If we tried to invade Russia, they would use nukes. If somebody tried to invade us and it was like we're going to lose, we might use nukes. We're not going to use it because you hit one of their ships.
Right.
But
That
we
makes
are
sense.
we are really well protected. Yeah, America's extremely well protected.
Well, just even geographically speaking,
Yeah.
we're bordered on two sides by the largest oceans on planet Earth, right? So you're talking about supply lines that are thousands of miles long and very difficult to maintain. That alone is nearly enough to deter any invading force. If they were to come up through the south, like I'm not talking about like what's actually happening right now. We are obviously seeing a flood of fucking invaders at the moment. But if we were to close that border, right? Mexico and Central America is not like we can turn that into a choke point pretty easily.
Yep.
Is it really 8
Canada
million?
What really 8 million?
8 million immigrants, illegals are here right now.
Oh yeah, more.
Oh yeah, more than that.
God damn.
Yeah, it's probably more like 12.
Yeah, but with Canada, like you could come in through the north, but again, that creates other problems. Like say Russia wanted to invade us, but they didn't want to do it direct, right? They'd go over the top, over the North Pole through Canada, right? And that'd be feasible provided that your equipment could handle the terrain and the temperatures, right? If you're moving that much in terms of personnel and equipment across essentially what's an ice shelf and not really even land, right? You're going to end up losing about half of that just on the journey here.
Realize
So
12
they're
million is
even-
almost LA and New York combined.
So, but even after that, then you've got to deal with our rivers and our mountains,
Yep.
which create natural barriers that are highly defensible. There are points of the Mississippi River where you can't see the other side.
Yep, I've driven through
Yeah.
over 'em, yeah.
And there's bull
And good
sharks
luck
in
in
it.
the
A lot of
Rockies.
people don't know this. There are bull sharks in the fucking Mississippi.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's
They
good to
can
know.
they can live in fresh water for up to 2 weeks, so they can swim really far down it.
Like
Yep.
Gal said,
And-
the Rockies, which when you look at them, they look like you can walk to them, but they're actually like 10 miles away. Yeah.
The more north you go to, the
Them joints are
more
big.
majestic they are. I love Rockies.
Still, but long story short, invading the U.S. is a logistical nightmare. You know, it's just not. I'm not saying it's impossible, but the difficulties involved make it extremely discouraging. You know, and that's not even talking about what we actually have militarily to defend ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what Biden threatens its citizens with now.
Come again?
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, he's been.
Texas.
Oh, yeah. That, Texas Rangers ain't
And
care
just
about that
flippant.
fool.
Just flippant comments like joking about how citizen militias can't do shit unless they have a freaking F-18. Like, you think your ARs are going to do anything against the government? You're going to need an F-18 or whatever
Well,
the fuck he said.
Do you even know what
He's an idiot, first of all.
is, motherfucker?
He's an idiot. First of all, the second that you know, the
You might have just said a fighter
whatever-
jet. I don't know.
Yeah, the Department of Defense decides
Googled
they're
it
gonna,
last night.
you know, use military resources against American civilians, and the word trickles down that that's who the targets are. It's going to
Mhm.
paralyze the military.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's everyone with all their talk about Trump being a tyrant and Trump being a dictator and all this stuff. There's only one person running this year who's threatened to nuke his own citizens,
Yep.
and it ain't Trump.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember?
But his tweets are nicer, Devil.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah,
You should
those
vote
aren't
for him
his tweets.
off of tweets.
You know, that was something
They're
else we could count on with
Corinne
Trump.
Jean-Pierre.
That was actually Trump tweeting. This is not Biden tweeting. Biden doesn't know how to operate a fucking keypad. Yeah.
He was doing the
Even if he
speaking
did-
spell.
Oh man. You guys remember I think it was a year and a half ago, that speech he gave where he was looking like Chancellor Sutler from V for Vendetta with he had like all the,
Oh, yeah.
the red,
Yeah, red
black in
lights
the
behind him.
background
Yeah.
and the fucking
Yeah.
military and the
Marines standing in the back.
illegally posted Marines. Yeah. He threatened us then too.
Yep.
A lot
The
of
fact
people,
that they didn't even,
glossed
like-
over that.
Who chose to do that color scheme? Like, any of that shit.
Soros. It's a
Yeah.
it's a like Samuel said, it's a death cult. It's a cult. It's all about
I find it
pleasing the
irritating 'cause I
master,
actually
whoever
like
the
those
master
colors.
is.
What'd you say, Sam?
So that's irritating because I actually like those colors.
Oh, me too.
But no, they were chosen specifically for that ominous person. And then they tried to scrub that image from the internet.
Mhm. Good luck.
Oh, yeah, it didn't work.
Internet is
I think
for
I've got a
you.
couple of copies of it somewhere.
I think I made him into Palpatine in the meme.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, this whole thing smacks it because like we're not just involved in like one conflict right now. We're bombing the shit out of the Houthis in Yemen, right? Now we're going after fucking targets in Iraq and Syria, you know, all of a sudden again. Won't be long before we actually enter Iran. You know, that is coming. You know, we're involved in the fucking Israel-Palestine thing. We're involved in yet another proxy war over on the Ukrainian border. You know, like we don't have troops on the ground there, but let's sure shit our weapons and our money. You know, what's that like? That's like 4 or 5 fucking seemingly separate conflicts,
Yep.
and the U.S. is involved in all of them.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
problem being us is we're pretty much involved in everything in the world. You know, it's hard to do something in the world that without America being involved because our fingers are in every pie. It's just
We can't just
Well,
sit one of
yeah,
them. Sit one of them out.
No,
Like, yeah, y'all
apparently
got
not.
this. Y'all got this.
And if Lindsey Graham has his way, we'll be over in fucking Taiwan soon too.
oh yeah.
You know, where we actually have something to lose. By the way, we if Taiwan gets like wholly militarily reabsorbed by China, we lose all of that manufacturing.
Yep.
It's just
And
far better than China.
yeah, and our chips are made there. I mean,
Yep.
just imagine everything we have, everything we use that takes a computer chip. Chances are it might come from Taiwan, and all that would go away. Phones would be hard to get, impossible. Cars, every kind of electronic you have in your house, all that could be gone if they reabsorb Taiwan, because we get that much of our computer chips from there.
Yeah.
Which is also a sad commentary on life in general.
Yeah.
And this is why I go back to that isolationism thing. Like, I understand that obviously I don't want necessarily the chaos that would come with us pulling back into our country, but as far as the best for our country goes, I do kind of think maybe we ought to.
Yeah.
We have, I guess my issue is that over the last 40, 50 years, we have sold so much of our manufacturing to companies overseas. We've parceled out, all this stuff to other places. We buy resources from China and from Africa, from the Middle East. We don't buy them, from our people digging them up right here. We have the resources in our country. This is a land of abundance. We have plenty of resources here. We don't actually require other nations in order to sustain ourselves at our current rate of development and further. We don't. We also have plenty of space to grow in terms of population, which, people better start having fucking babies if that's going to be a thing again. But it's just, we don't actually need the rest of the world, but we've got it. So we've gotten so intertwined with everybody else's shit that there's almost no way to extricate ourselves without doing unbelievable amounts of damage.
That's one place
There's no
I
way.
wish.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
There's no way to. There's no way to make that stuff here. No way.
No, we could. That's the thing, is the reason we sent it over there is because it's cheaper, because of policies that have made it so expensive to manufacture stuff in America. That's why it all went overseas.
So we can't have a territory that's has a different policy than the 50 states, that we could do that shit here. We don't have a territory
no,
where the rules are a bit different regarding manufacturing.
No, government, they wouldn't let that happen. Are you kidding? If there's a place that isn't under their thumb, they would make it under their thumb. No, that's the thing. All of our medication is made in China. We pulled that back a little bit since the COVID, because it really bit us in the ass then, the threat that they could take away, all the stuff we need. But our chip manufacturing comes from Taiwan. Medication comes from China. A lot of our food, it's funny, we make food here, we send it to other countries, and they send their food here. We should bring a lot of that back. Like, I understand that we can't pull our military out of the rest of the world, but as far as manufacturing, we should say in any industry that manufactures like chips, only 50% of the chips in this country come from outside of the country. Same with medication, same with that stuff. So if the worst does happen, we have the infrastructure in place to ramp that up and make what we need here. I hate that, that there's other countries that could literally put a big hurt on us if they just cut off one thing, because all of our stuff comes from there. And I think
we saw that during 2020, man, with the medical PPE. All of our gloves, all of our surgical gowns, all of our masks, all of our fucking tongue depressors, all of that shit's made in China.
Yep.
That needs to stop. Nobody sees a conflict of interest with that.
Oh, people do. We don't have a fucking choice in the matter. because we're civilians and we let the politicians be the fucking elite instead of the servants that they're supposed to fucking be.
Oh god.
And so
And
we,
this is why
we
I'm
have
so-
allowed ourselves to be wedged in between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, like Gal said,
we
they work
put
for us.
We put ourselves in this. Well,
They work for us though.
That's
Not the
how it's
other way
supposed to
around.
work. Yeah.
supposed
Again,
to.
how it's supposed to work. That's not how it's been working. The second somebody gets in office, they stop working for their fucking constituents. They just look at how they operate, man. They don't work for us. They're supposed to.
Why do you
They're
think I'm
always
so
supposed to.
fucking pissed about the Amos Miller? Like, that's one thing I can't control. The food is here in the States, grown, made. And that's still ongoing right now. We had to, the co-op that I have, like that we work with Amos Miller with, he's found another farm that can provide raw dairy. So we've had to like change the whole thing up, but we don't have solidified details yet. So I don't have milk right now. We have some cheese left. Like, I'm fucking fuming.
Yeah.
Goddamn government. No, get your food from China. Fuckers.
Real quick to address something here. Shadow. No. See, this is are you not listening to what we're saying here? More government, bad. You're talking about installing a fucking military emperor. No. Not now, not ever, not in this fucking nation.
Yeah.
You know, we got over here to throw off the yoke of kings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not to get us a new one.
People need to
Wade.
understand that
Hey, Wade.
the war, not the I'm gonna start using that word war. The conflict is as it is and has always been people versus government. It's not men versus women. It's not conservative versus liberal. It's not black versus white. It has always, since the beginning of this country, been people versus government. They throw in all these other battles to take you away from people versus government, but that is the battle. That's the conflict. People versus government. You're fighting them in Washington. That's your enemy.
Yep.
That's what it's always been. Everything else is a distraction.
Nothing's a bigger threat to your freedoms than your own government.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We found that out in 2020. I thought that was the year of enlightenment. 2020 sucked, yes, but I said this is the year of enlightenment. People, all the scams have been exposed. People will know. This is what I thought. Turns out, some of us know, but other people are just going about their lives, fighting this person over here and that person over there. Still not knowing that the government is the enemy, has always been. Nothing's changed. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, speaking of people getting sick of government, you guys see what happened at the EU headquarters?
Oh,
No.
let's go.
Bunch of farmers are letting their
Oh, they're
voices be
still-
heard.
Nice.
Yeah, this is
Going
as far as
strong.
no, this is current. This is ongoing.
Yeah.
I believe this image is this video is for a week old. But that's
doing it.
funny.
Use your vote.
Use
Use your vote.
Well, they are.
Voting with their bullets.
I find what's interesting here is that we see the shock troops right?
Yep.
With their little riot shields and their what have yous. You see how few of them there are.
Yep. I was thinking the same thing, Sam.
Yep.
They're
A
getting fed
few.
up too.
There aren't enough people to fill out those ranks.
Mm-mm.
You know, I'd wager that they're probably losing people because, you know, they're being asked to do things that they don't believe in.
Well, this should be a message to all the globalists. Their agenda that they've been pushing and haven't been getting pushed back on for years, it's going to be pushed back, and it's going to be violently pushed back.
Well, look at is it Italy? The prime minister there. That's the woman that was
Giorgia
so
Meloni.
controversial, right?
Mhm.
And then Milei,
Yep.
Oh, I love
Venezuela.
Milei.
Is that Venezuela?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Argentina.
And what is it? El Salvador just elected someone that people are trying to say was illegitimately elected in this in the States, and it got community noted.
Isn't it funny that they thought Trump was he's the worst and shit? Trump was just the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, Trump
He
is
lit the
happening in
fuse.
all these countries.
Yeah. And they're comparing, like, our media compared, I don't remember her name, Sam, but you said it. They compared
Giorgia
her
Meloni.
to, like, sorry,
Giorgia Meloni. Sorry.
Giorgia Meloni. Okay. They compared her to Trump when that was all first going down, and then Milei was the same thing.
They also compared her to Mussolini and Hitler because she went
yep.
to a J.R.R. Tolkien camp as a kid.
Yep. I remember that too.
What exactly did Trump do that was evil?
Told the
You're
truth.
asking the wrong
Disagreed
people,
with
buddy.
I mean,
Like, I don't see it as evil.
if he's such a bad guy, I'm not. He's doing a terrible job at being a bad guy. That's what I'm saying. Because,
by the way, all the upheavals in Central and South America, you know, like getting people like Malay in, you know, kicking the commies out, except Brazil. You guys fucking elected another one last year, and you know it.
Fucking Dan Vasc.
But all of these countries are starting to, like, a lot of them had been buried under the yoke of communism and had been nearly destroyed. I mean, Venezuela, for example, has no economy to speak of at the moment because of communist fucking policies. Like, you know, a number of the quote unquote migrants who were shipped off to New York to hang out in the hotels and whatnot, they turned downtown New York into a Venezuelan red light district because it's all these women knew as far as providing for their families goes. I mean, they were crossing the border from Venezuela into Brazil to sell their bodies because, you know, prostitution, it was illegal in Venezuela, in order to feed their kids, because there is no economy in Venezuela because communism destroyed it.
but
And so they bring that shit with them here because you know that's what they know. That's how they know how to make money.
But Samuel, over here in the United States, we're gonna do communism right. See, Venezuela did communism wrong. We're gonna do it right over here. Yeah,
I have said it before and many times, and I'll say it again if necessary.
There's no
mass
right way.
graves is communism done right. People who tell you that it's not been done right are lying. That is always the actual end goal. Is to reduce population and to take those who survive and force them to worship whoever's sitting on fucking top. That is the end goal. Anyone tells you different is fucking selling something. Communism is an ideology of death. And I would wager for all those people out there who say, oh, well, it hasn't been done right. Oh, they just haven't, you know, implemented it correctly. Oh, that's not real communism. No, it is. I'd say that it's working perfectly as advertised.
Yep.
Every time. And that's the problem with it. The people who push for this kind of thing, who sell dreams, pipe dreams of utopia to the masses. All they have in mind down the road, bread lines and mass graves. That's all that's coming. And the people who are pushing this shit, they know this. They are criminals and murderers and liars to a fucking man.
My friend said the only good commie is a dead commie.
You know, there was a sniper, a Finnish sniper by the name of I want to say it was
Sisu?
Samo.
Oh.
No. Samo was also known as the White Death.
Yep.
He was also the most killingest sniper in the history of sniping. Something like 500 plus confirmed kills.
Yep. Had a messed up
And-
jaw.
Yeah, there was an incident that fucked him up pretty bad, but he was asked what it felt like to kill. Like how can you live with this? How can you kill people? And he says, I wouldn't know. I've only ever killed communists.
Good answer. I love that answer. You kill people. They're not people.
Have you guys ever heard of White Feather?
He wasn't a Swede user. He was Finnish, but yes.
Yeah, he was a American sniper in Vietnam, and you hear some of the stories of what he did. It was really cool. Obviously, not near as much as the White Death, kills wise, but the way he got at him and stuff, and the levels he went to is pretty cool. There's one tale where he needed to kill this one general, but he was always in the middle of the camp, and so he took like 2 weeks or something crawling, literally every day, moving less than a couple inches through cover and stuff, on crawling, covered in a ghillie suit, to get to this where he could shoot this guy, and then got out same way. They never caught him. It, like, you have to watch. There's YouTube videos on him. He's called White Feather because he left a feather behind a one thing or something, as a kind of, I was here. And but yeah, like when you hear this stuff of him, you're like, God damn, that guy was intense.
That's some.
I think
Self-control.
his name came up the other day. I was looking up something else. Yeah, he's very disciplined.
Mhm.
A disciplined man.
We're missing a lot of that in society now.
Have a bit of a
We
palate
are.
cleanser.
I agree.
This is true. I've got a bit of a palate cleanser for everybody just before we move on to next topic. Gal brought us a topic that we were going to discuss here involving Montana. But before we do, y'all see this?
Fucking retarded.
Okay. What is
Who is
this
that?
about?
Who is that? You don't know, Chloe?
I
That's AOC.
think.
I was asking Clue, guys, but thanks.
Oh, me.
Sorry.
I don't know who that is.
Look at the
How would
face.
I know? Who is that?
As a politician we currently have.
Wait, politician. What?
Yeah.
What?
AOC.
Mhm.
That's
It's naughty AOC.
Oh, I see it.
Like back in the day. OC.
Like I said on another stream, I just want a black woman to just beat the shit out of her, so she won't be accused of being a bigot because she's a black woman.
You okay?
Walk up to her and
I
just beat the shit out of her.
only bring this up
In Minecraft.
because
Yeah, in Minecraft.
Yes,
This
of
is-
course. Or GTA 6. Go ahead.
I wanted to, for all you young men out there, I know hot goth titties are nice. They are. And I'd be lying if I said she didn't look damn good like that. She does. But hot goth commie titties are still commie titties. Do not be swayed.
Go tell Dermy that. He fucking posted it and I tried to
Did
talk
you
to
see
him,
that
but
shit? I
unreasonable.
saw what he's posted too. He goes, God damn it, I think I'm a socialist now.
Yeah, little bitch.
So this is the chick that rejected the new Amazon setup in New York.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Her
Here we
district
go.
was like put a glass of water with a D on it and it would have been voted in. She's basically that glass
People
of
can't
water.
work because of this chick right here.
That's
Yep.
true. She's an awful, awful person, but She looks good in fishnets.
She does, but she doesn't need to be. She doesn't need to have power. Okay, that's all. Just have power
Oh, I agree.
over
She's a
mixing
fucking
my
idiot, too.
drink.
I was gonna say she has power between her legs, but
Well, that could be taken a couple of ways.
I know.
Well, I mean, all women do. You know, let's be real.
Valid.
It's
Real
look,
women.
Men build, and we conquer, and we protect, and we die. That's what we do. And the reason that we do that is because of the power that women hold between their legs. Let's be honest.
Your thoughts, gal?
Someone listening? Yeah, just stay silent, devil.
What?
Put you out there by
I was
yourself.
gone. What?
I was gone. Fucking cheating on me with Skirmy.
Sometimes my hearing cuts out. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe you.
I can't. I hate that the skirmy things become a
Article
thing.
here.
You shared it.
I did not. Okay, I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, that thing, you click on that thing and it does the thing. I thought, okay, I'm just gonna check it out, see who the hell I get, and then it auto posts it. So that wasn't me. I didn't post it. They posted it.
You clicked on it in the first place.
I wanted to see who came up. And the reason why he came up is because I like and retweet all of his memes from the hub. So I had like 5 or 6 of his things that I liked and retweeted in less than 24 hours. So
subconsciously you want him to be your Valentine. It's fine. I understand. It's fine. It's fine.
Lovers quarrels, y'all. Bear with us. Just bear with it. It'll play itself out.
That's
I can't win for losing.
That's
devil,
the
the
quicker
Charlie
you
Brown of the
realize
internet. So this
I
was
saw
brought
this
up to our attention
bullshit
here.
Yeah.
This is in Montana. This is one state north of where I am.
Yeah, it's partially in Wyoming too. Have you read it?
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I know. So this was previously a thing only heard about in like places like the UK or Canada. No, where they would strip you of your parental rights because you said he instead of she. It says family in Glasgow, Montana is accusing the state's child protective services of kidnapping their teenage daughter, which is accurate, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck if it's the government doing it or not. It's kidnapping.
Yep.
Oh, and by the way,
kidnapping.
if you have kids, never trust CPS ever. CPS is not here for you. It's not here for your kids.
It's a government
They are on
agency,
a power trip.
of course.
CPS is the HR of
3-letter agencies.
parenting.
Well, yeah.
They're not there to protect you. They're not there to protect your child. They are there to protect the government's investment in your money.
Mm-hmm.
And to please the master, because it's a cult.
And hide the bodies.
There you go.
So, their teenage daughter, after the girl began to identify as a transgender boy, Krista and Todd Kolstad spoke to Redux about their ordeal, revealing that the child had been removed from their care and was now going to be sent to Canada. That's sent to Canada.
Yep.
How's this happening in Montana?
It's a good question, Clue.
Aren't there laws?
Yep.
That's a good red state. Aren't there laws to,
it's not
kind
as
of
red
keep
as it
the
looks.
bullshit out?
It's not as red as it looks
Why do you
there.
think I don't want to move back home, Clue?
So California and
Oh, yeah.
Washington and Oregon got to Montana.
Yes, they're actually called cows there.
See, that's why.
California, Oregon, Washington.
And Cloud.
That's why on that previous stream I talked about the Tower of Solace, and
Mhm.
you said add Montana to it. I didn't respond. I was like, I talked about the Tower of Solace, Texas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, and you said you can add
They're
Montana
not
to
safe
that.
either. They're not safe either.
As of now, they are.
Safer.
I don't know
not
about
safe.
Yep.
know about the future, but I'm saying they're the last spot the bullshit will be in. If the bullshit is in the tower, that means the whole country's on fire. My prediction.
Well, I'm just letting you know now, man. I know you really got it in for South Dakota, but that progressive shit's been there for years too.
Does it have legs to stand on over there?
It's infested the public education system. Yes, I know this because I have kids who are in that public education system. That woke shit is everywhere. There is no getting away from it. It's infested everything. It's metastasized like cancer.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: is how the pushback we're seeing now is a complete reversal. I think the rubber band is snapping back, which is how a lot of history has happened. You have a radical kind of idea push forward so much till it gets to a point that it snaps back, and you have an actual reverse. In fact, sometimes it happens very violently of a pushback. I think that's where we are. I think you're going to have massive pushback against. I mean, look what happened with Budweiser. They gave money to Dylan Mulvaney, and now their company is in the shitter because of it. There's nothing they can do to get people back. I think you're going to have that. I think you're going to have a lot of house cleaning of people. These teachers who are seeing they're pushing this crap, rainbow flags on walls and shit. They're going to all of a sudden get a note saying, "Yeah, we don't need you no more." And your career's over because no school's going to hire you. I think we're to that point where you're going to have a massive snapback, and anything even considered woke is going to be like just banished because people are so sick of it. At least that's how I feel about it. But
my concern with that, and I think you're right, is that every time a pendulum swings, right, it doesn't stop swinging where we're comfortable with.
It just
Oh,
Doesn't
no, it
stop
goes back the
swinging
other way. You're right.
where
I'm comfortable with far
where
right
it's-
shit.
Not all of it. Not everybody is. I remember the
I
fucking
am.
satanic panic, dude. That was a nightmare too, and that was all fucking alt-right shit.
yep.
It
I'm
was
comfortable
every
with
bit as
far
bad as
right
the woke
stuff.
shit. It just had a different fucking face on it.
Oh yeah, like I said, when the rubber band snaps back, sometimes it can be bad on the other side too. It can be, like I said, sometimes violent, and that's not what I want. I don't want us to, turn into monsters that want to hurt anybody. But I'm
But-
just
Well,
happy
and
that.
But we
that's what I'm
at
getting at.
least need to let them know that we can hurt somebody. Don't you think?
No,
Because we're not getting
No, I don't.
any leeway on our side because we look like pussies.
it doesn't matter because sooner or later that pendulum's going to swing back all the way. Like it does. It never stops swinging. Never.
Yep.
There's going to be a time coming up where the puritanical right is going to fucking take everything over again. It's coming.
Yeah.
Believe it. And there will be a time after that when the fucking commie left takes over again. There's no end to this.
I mean, just look at Calendar Gate. Idiotic bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Demonic.
Girls in
You know-
bikinis. Oh no.
Well, Samuel's a part of that, so
I mean,
I mean,
I
I'm
look
all for
good.
Samuels.
He did look good. He did look good in that bikini.
he did.
bikini. I
Mr.
was
January
totally-
Slade.
I let all the tentacles hang out. Anyway, back to the topic.
I can't make jokes like that no more. I don't want to get in any more trouble.
So this This kid. All right, so gets sent to Canada. Which, by the way, that's a nightmare phrase. Sent to Canada. Right. Like time was, you know, back during Vietnam, draft dodgers, they were all, it was like, oh, hey, let's get up to Canada. Now, people say they're going to send you to Canada. All I think about are fucking suicide booths.
Yeah, I was going to say the government
Mhm.
actually, they recently had to put a pause on those because they don't have enough doctors now. On the assisted Minecrafting yourself situation.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, Krista, the child's stepmother, explains that their nightmare began in August of 2023 after they received a call that their 14-year-old daughter, Jennifer, there's an asterisk there, had expressed suicidal ideations while at school. She'd always had problems at school, Krista said, noted that she and Todd had even pulled her from one district and sent her to another due to issues with bullying in an effort to give her a fresh start. But despite experiencing some real-world hardships, Krista claims Jennifer also had some undiagnosed mental health concerns, including attention-seeking behavior. First of all, I'm gonna stop that right there. Attention-seeking behavior is normal for children.
Yeah.
It's part
She's
of being a
normal.
child.
Did it.
That's not a mental health concern. That's
Actually-
like
So there's levels.
right, but when they talk about it like this, right, they don't make distinctions between those levels.
Yeah.
Right.
I was going to say, actually, we have adults that have attention seeking mental issues too.
Like pathological
Not like
liars.
narcissists. Yeah.
Right.
That's
And
me.
those adults, I would argue, do have a mental condition called not growing the fuck up.
Yeah.
Right.
Ism.
But there's
Sure. Let's throw an ism on that.
yeah.
Not growing the fuck up ism. That's going to be a thing. Let's use that going forward.
Yes. Let's put that in the
Shirts.
medical book.
We need shirts.
So, later on in the same evening, a caseworker with Montana Child and Family Services, CFS, but like Gal said, never trust fucking CFS. I'm glad they blurred the image out here because I don't want to be
Yes.
showing this kid's face. So they get a call from Child Family Services. They showed up to their home to speak with her and do an inspection, which is, yeah.
It was like
I
a
get-
force.
I get that there are some families where it's like, yeah, you know, they hide the bruises, and you really should check.
Yep.
You really should check into that home. But most of the time, I'm gonna side with the fucking parents on this.
Yep. Same.
You know, most of the time, I will absolutely side with the parents on this shit because it is not the government's place to inject themselves into your family. Ever. So they show up to, you know, do their thing as they do. During the interview with CFS, Jennifer claimed to have consumed toilet bowl cleaner and painkiller medications that day in an effort to commit suicide. Well, you did it wrong. Chris says that, I mean, she's still talking to these guys later,
Yep.
so clearly it didn't go as well as planned. Says that it had immediately struck her as being highly unlikely, as not only did Jennifer not have access to either substance unmonitored, but that Jennifer had expressed no symptoms of imminent illness that day, which means that she could be telling stories as kids do.
Yep.
You know, that's one of the things that I always appreciated about my oldest. She's the worst fucking liar on planet Earth. She sucks at it. It's so obvious. She's never gotten away with a thing in her life.
That sucks for her.
It does, but it also is, you know.
In the long run, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it's better for her. Plus, it's a lot easier to. We never really had to punish her much.
Yeah.
Because she never got away with shit, and she knew she couldn't get away with shit, so she was usually pretty honest with us.
Yeah.
All right. Despite their doubts about the veracity of Jennifer's claims, Krista and Todd agreed to take Jennifer to a local hospital on an emergency basis. While their blood work returned that Jennifer had not consumed any toxic substances. Krista and Todd provided Redux with copies of her paperwork.
That's where this should have ended, by the way.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Should have. No abnormalities detected in her system. Overall physical health is good. But there were notes taken at the hospital. Consistently mentioned that Jennifer identifies as male, wished to be called Leo. Yeah.
Attention seeking.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the fact is, the hospital's overindulgent.
Oh yeah, and
You know,
they're not supposed to
Oh,
be by Montana
let's
law.
indulge in this. Well, no, they're not. They're not supposed to be. They shouldn't be anyways. Like,
Yes.
obviously, if you're a girl, you have to formulate medications and treatments for a girl's physiognomy,
Yeah.
right? If you give a girl treatments that are formulated for a male physiognomy, she'll probably die.
Yeah.
Yep.
And vice versa.
Like it or not, folks out there, we're different. Men and women are different.
Because if you're a man and you're pregnant, because the stick says so, guess what? You're not pregnant. It's probably cancer.
Yeah.
See you later, Cloud. Thanks for coming by.
I'm still confused about how this stuff infiltrates a state that sticks to science.
Because there's certain elements in it that
Yep.
don't. I mean, it only
Like
takes
the
one
people.
social worker who is a piece of shit to fuck shit up for a family. We had one of my mom's clients. She had her kid. It might have been her daughter, but she had a kid that was taken away from her in Texas because her ex was neglectful with the child. I think he was out about why the child was in the house and she was working. She broke up with the guy instantly. They still took her kid, and this social worker was putting every roadblock they could. They found out that this social worker, I can't remember, she had something like she was like trying to get the kid to a certain family, and it was this, and so the court was going against this social worker, but didn't matter. The power she had kept this kid out of they had to fight for this kid, and they had moved to California at that time, and so they were having to fight trying to get the kid out of the state of Texas because this one social worker, it didn't matter what happened, she kept fighting against them, even though the guy wasn't an issue no more. He wasn't in the house. She wasn't aware that he left the kid alone. She was at work. All these factors should have said it's not her fault. She's not a bad mother, but that one social worker had a vendetta that kept her from her kid for like years. Some of these people, like I said, it doesn't matter if the system's not corrupt. If that one person's corrupt, it's enough to fuck shit up for people.
But you can't get like a second opinion from a higher up.
Have you ever dealt with CPS?
Yeah.
No.
And I'm not meaning it like in a negative way or anything. Like,
yeah, but no, I haven't.
My mom's cousin, I think it was, when my brother and I were little, he was able to walk with braces on his legs and like the wrist crutches. Like he still couldn't feel his legs and whatnot, but he was able to move it with like his hips and whatever. And he was like jumping from like the bottom step of our house, like up and down to the ground and stuff like that. And my mom's cousin was freaking out, yelling at her. She worked for CPS and was saying that it was dangerous and he was going to hurt himself and he could get taken away from her. I've never had a good opinion about CPS because of this situation, and like nothing came of it, like official or whatever, but it was just the hearing what the things that she would talk about and like from my mom. I hate CPS.
And you're right about that. CPS is a commie organization. It has always been a commie organization. Anytime it crops up somewhere, its sole purpose is to undermine families.
Yes.
And there's an arrogance that comes with it.
Well, certainly now, yeah.
There's an arrogance that comes with it because sometimes you have these jobs, and people tell you you're so you give of yourself, and that's you're doing God's work and that kind of thing. And some people let that get to their head. They start thinking that their opinion is the only opinion. And that's what it is with these CPS workers. They get told that, you save children, that you're protecting children from bad parents and bad stuff. And so then they get it in their head that whatever they're seeing has to be right. their opinion has to be perfect because we're the ones doing the good job. And it happens
The
in other
activists
careers
now.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens with police. There's a lot of police that somehow think they're beyond reproach because they have that badge on. And there's jobs that do that, and CPS is definitely one of those. Those women sometimes, because it's mostly women, they get this head that if they see a mother being a bad mother, it's because she's a bad mother, not because she doesn't know the whole
It's one
context.
moment.
Or
I was gonna say context. Yep.
yeah, they're gonna
like
Don't
she's
know the
having a
context.
bad day because she was stressed the fuck out and she made one mistake. That means that she's a terrible mom.
That means
Because
she's
it's
been a
one
terrible
moment.
mom since the child's been
Yep.
born because she had that one bad day.
Yep. Or a dad, not just women here.
Mm-hmm.
More so, it's
Well, social work is
bullshit.
cancer.
Socialism because it got the word social right in it. Go ahead.
It's a cancer. It's a disease. Social workers are unnecessary. They're like those little viruses that break into the cell walls and convince the rest of the cell that they are necessary, even though they're working to destroy them from within.
Yeah. They're there to break everything out of
Yeah.
context.
I have no
analysis.
respect for social workers whatsoever. None.
It's the same for like you said, they're the HR of anything.
And I don't have respect for HR.
Yep.
Yeah, no one does.
You should.
HR
is not your
I
friend.
picked the profession of truck driving, so I have to deal with these motherfuckers in HR.
Yeah.
I'm out there, they in there, you do your thing in there, whatever the fuck you do. I'm out there. I ain't got to see you. I don't have to speak to you.
Mhm.
None of that stuff. That's why I picked this profession.
The only
I
time
hate
the HR, the only time like it could work is if it's a third party. It's not someone within your same company.
You like a contract?
Yeah, exactly. Because they don't know anybody. So they just come in black and white. What's the situation? What's going on?
Yeah.
And then they
They're
handle it.
dispassionate. Yeah.
Because the only HR I've ever worked with is someone that's paid by the same company as me, knows everybody, plays favorites, bunch of bitches, bunch of hoes, bunch of cows.
Yep.
And maybe a dude or so, but basically still a bitch,
real
cow, and
quick.
hoe.
Richard L. Yeah, her information as well as everybody else is in the description below. There's a hot link to it. So you
She's
should
a
be able to just
superstar.
click on that and go right to her channel.
Yeah, thank you. And be sure to check out Beelzehub and hit the subscribe button too.
Which is also there's a link
He's
to
got a
that
goal.
too.
He's trying to get to 200 guys.
Yeah, he's gonna show us his bare ass.
Yep. Butt reveal.
That'll get him to 2,000 if he does that.
You better wash it first.
We gotta grift this better. Damn.
What? Wash your ass? What's that about?
People do that?
Yeah.
All right. So here's where it gets really murky. While the medical transitioning of minors was prohibited in the state of Montana at the time, and keep in mind the hospital staff are insisting on going along with this bullshit. Krista says the hospital told her that social transitioning was a gray area and continued to call Jennifer Leo and refer to her as a boy, which creates confusion, by the way. Like even if it was harmless, which it isn't, but even if it was, right? When you're talking about a specific person to a specific person who also knows that person you're referring to, but you're doing so in a way that person who you're speaking to does not recognize them as, it just creates confusion.
Yes.
Like, who the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's a breakdown in communication, which I think is also by design.
By design. Yeah.
As patient admitted for suicidal ideations, Jennifer was placed on 24/7 watch to keep her safe. So since when did suicide watch include like playing into delusions?
Well, and that's my whole thing with this. Like, it should have ended with the toxicology. She said that she did this to try and kill herself. No, she didn't. She's trying to get attention. That's what that was.
Yeah.
And she should have been sent home.
This is the thing about that too. Like, I know there's some young people out there who listen to this show, younger people who listen to this show.
Shadow.
I promise that, I've had more experience with the world of self-deletion and all that comes with that than a lot of you guys have. You know, both through personal experience, people that I've gone through attempts of my own way back in the day. And I can tell you something for absolute certain, right? And no, I'm not a qualified expert. I don't have a fucking degree in this shit. I'm not a social worker. You know, I'm just somebody who lived through some shit and who's known a lot of people who lived through some shit and a lot who didn't.
But he is the science. So
Yeah, all that too.
He's the all-consuming science.
If someone is dead set on ending their own life, they're not going to give you a warning.
Nope.
Yeah,
They're
this
not going to
24-hour
have a note
watch.
ready made where you can find it before they go through with it. They're
Yeah.
not going to give you chances to talk them out of it. They're
Just
going
gonna
to
do it.
find a way to succeed, and you won't see it coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you see warning signs, when you see people, you know, saying, giving away stuff or being real obvious about like, oh, you know, I'm going to miss you, or, you know, all the warning signs that they tell you at the on the hotline networks. Those people are asking you to stop them. They're asking for help,
Yep.
or they are trying to manipulate you. That does happen too. But
Yes.
those people have no intention of actually doing it. They don't want to actually do it. They're trying to find an excuse not to do that. If somebody's got their mind dead set on that, there ain't a goddamn thing you can do to convince them otherwise.
Yep. They're
Yep.
going to be quiet about it and just take care of it without you ever knowing.
You know, so just so you're aware of that. Like, you know, when people pull shit like this and they start talking out loud about like, oh, I want to kill myself. I want to kill myself. On occasion, yes, that is true. There are exceptions, but those exceptions are pretty few and far between. When people talk
Yeah, they
about
want to
like this,
know.
especially young people, they're looking for attention. They want you
Yes.
to pay attention to them.
They want to know, how would you react if I said that I wanted to kill myself? That's what's paramount. That's why they
Right, like
that's why they say it.
The number one thought that goes through their heads is if I were gone tomorrow, would anybody miss me?
Yeah.
Right. No one will care. So they're
Right.
kind of like testing the water. Will anyone actually care?
And
if I
that's
say
probably the most. That's probably the most attention that they ever got, was announcing they're going to take themselves out.
Well,
And they enjoy that attention. Oh, no, don't do it. There are other options. And this person over here says, I know this person, and you can go to this institution, and we can get you help. All that attention that just rolls up overnight, they like that. That's why they said it.
well,
That's why they told you they're going to kill themselves.
it comes from the same place as like when you have little kids and they put some cookies in their fucking backpack and they say, I'm leaving, I'm running away, and you're all, okay, see ya.
Have
And they
fun.
take 2 more steps towards the door, and then they turn around and go, you know, if you weren't mean to me, I wouldn't be going. Okay, bye.
I'm never
Take
coming
2 more
back.
steps, they turn around, they're waiting for you to go, oh, please don't leave. You know, like,
That's the
and
perfect analogy, Devil.
And it's accurate. And like I said, the people who really want to go ain't going to tell you that they want to go. They're going to act like everything's fucking normal. They're going to do everything they can to put your mind away from ideas that they might be planning to do something, because they don't want you to stop them. And one of the things that always gets me, and I know this is a little bit off topic here, so I'm gonna pull this down a little bit. We'll bring it back up. One of the things that really always gets to me is when people at suicide hotlines, or people who you know, can't wrap their heads around the idea that somebody would do something so completely selfish, right? They can't understand it because their mind doesn't work that way. And I totally sympathize with that. You know, like that sucks that you're presented with something that you simply are not capable of understanding because it is not who and what you are. I understand. But the fact is like when you say shit like, oh, this doesn't just affect you, you know, you're hurting all these other people. They don't care. They can't
Right.
see past their own fucking pain, guys. They don't give a fuck about anybody else except ending that fucking pain. It's all they see. It's blinding to them. You know, so like saying shit like that doesn't help. It doesn't. They aren't even hearing it. And I know this is a bit of a bummer of a topic. Sorry.
That's what
But
we
it's
do
like, I
on
think it's-
SIT.
I'm sorry for finding
Sam.
the topic.
yeah,
We do bummer topics.
I think it's important to understand that, though, because there's going to come times in your life where you're going to help somebody through a rough patch that could have gone one way and maybe didn't because you were there, right? And that's a great thing. But there's going to come other times where you're going to try and be there for somebody, and you're going to fail, and you're going to feel like it's your fault, and it isn't.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with you. And there
I
wasn't
hate
anything you
those
could have
two
done to stop it.
Zillage.
Huh? What?
Zillage says the ones that he hates are the ones who threaten their significant other to keep
Oh,
them
absolutely.
to
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah.
My
If
best
you
friend
if you
does.
go,
Yes.
I'll hurt
Fuck those
myself.
people.
Yeah,
Yep.
those are the worst.
That's
Because
the worst
they don't
manipulation.
fucking mean any of that shit. They are just
Yep.
doing that to keep you tethered to them.
Yeah.
Those are abject manipulators.
If you leave me, I swear to God, I'm going to jump off that bridge right now. If you leave me, I swear to God.
Mhm.
And that's where it comes back to what I said in the beginning. If he means it, ain't shit you can do to stop him anyway.
Yep.
And ergo, not your fault. And if he doesn't, you don't need that shit. Because if he'll pull that on you once, he'll do it again.
Yeah.
As many times as it takes to keep you around.
Yeah.
So, and on that lovely note, I know it's a bummer of a topic, guys, but I do think that some of this shit needs to be said because there's
Pretty
entirely
important.
too much fucking cotton candy fluff about suicide prevention out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
The truth needs to be said, sir.
So, all right. So she was under suicide watch as we were coming along. I really should have reread this before.
Yeah.
That's why I did read it once, but I was
Same.
not totally awake. So, all right. Another aide who had been set to watch over Jennifer similarly chastised Krista, telling her to respect Jennifer's wishes to be called Leo. Yeah, see, this is.
Oh yeah,
endemic of- Go ahead.
they weren't allowed to like go inside. The aide was stationed outside of the room, not inside of the room, or like the parents had to stay outside or something. But the aide was allowed in there, so they were having just these secret squirrel conversations with the girl. Is what happens here. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was just remembering aloud and started talking. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. During this time, Kristen taught at Communication with Child Family Services. All agreed that Jennifer would benefit. We are skipping around a little bit here, but we're not missing.
It's a long
anything.
article.
It is. There's a lot to unpack. Would benefit from specialized residential care for treatment and counseling. Speaking as somebody who's been on the receiving end of that kind of crap, no, it's not always a good thing. Not that I was transitioning. I wasn't. I was just crazy.
Well, I mean, there's a fine line.
I had a more traditional psychosis.
Oh, okay.
You know, like all my bits were mine.
You were fine with your penis. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. No, I like my penis. That's nothing wrong with that.
Really?
They told us that there were 6 facilities in Montana, but that there was also a facility in Wyoming. And at that point, we were already in such a state from the hospital, disrespecting us and our wishes. We immediately looked up Wyoming's laws on transitioning minors. It looked to us like kids could go ahead and have procedures done and have hormones without parental consent because, yes, even Wyoming has fallen prey to some of this shit.
Wait a minute. I hate to sound like a broken record, y'all, but how does 2 states like Wyoming
Commie
and
lawmakers
Montana
come in under the
just let the
disguise of
shit in?
Republicans. I'm telling you right now how
No.
it happens. Commie lawmakers come in and get elected under the disguise of being Republicans. They call themselves Republicans to the public. They are not Republicans. Most of them are fucking California implants.
Yep.
And
So they
get this
couldn't-
shit passed.
so
put
they
these
didn't get
bills
sniffed
they've
out
got it
before the
buried
election?
down in like line 27 or whatever. and it gets passed and no one fucking notices.
So they didn't get
By
sniffed out
degrees.
before the election, like during the campaign. Like, this guy is not representing what we need.
No, because they're excellent liars.
John Tester has been in Montana for freaking ever, and he is a piece of shit. They finally, I think, recently got him out. It's fucking the same with Wyoming and what's her bitch face? Cheney.
So why can't everybody get together and say, if you're from these states, we're not going to vote for you? I know it's prejudice, but if you're from these states, we're not voting for you.
They're not necessarily
That's a
from
good start,
those
right?
states. They're not necessarily from those states. Those states have gotten their claws into the people that are elected.
What do you mean claws into the people? What do you mean by that?
Bribes, money.
So
Influence.
where do these people come
Threats.
from? What part of the country do these people come from?
I don't think they come from a specific part of the country, man. I think that some of these people are fucking everywhere and always have been.
Yeah.
Although in our case, yeah, typically it's California. It's typically West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
To paraphrase a former president of ours, they ain't sending their best. That's how, man. By degrees, by increments, by small measures.
And both Wyoming and Montana have this problem called they have a lot of empty space that few people live in. So
Yeah,
Montana still has one area code for the entire state. It's like the fourth largest state in the union. Wyoming, I'm
right
sure,
behind
is
California,
We're
I
the
think, or
sixth.
Texas.
Yeah, Wyoming is sixth largest in the union, and we only have the one zip code, or the one area code, rather.
area code.
We have
Yeah.
multiple zip codes. There's 2 zip codes in my town.
And so when you're in states like that, you're so spread out that you think that you're comfortable and that you're trusting of these people that are running. And there's only so many people that run. So of course they're going to say that they're Republicans and they're going to say the right things and then they're going to get voted in. And then they're going to do shit that is not okay for the state. Like even the governor right now of Montana brings in his buddies to hunt the land on private land, but the actual people that live in the state can't hunt on the private land. So his buddies get kickbacks while everyone else starves. There's problems by themselves in these states. And sometimes it has nothing to do with this. It actually just has to do with regular everyday shit. But there's not as many people living in those states. So they don't catch on quickly. They don't talk to each other. They are not perpetually online like we are. So they don't pick up on this stuff as quickly. And then sometimes it's too late and shit like this gets slid under the table where they don't know about it. And then a situation like this comes up.
I
let me put it this way. There are 2 extremely blue patches in Wyoming. The rest of it's red as shit.
Jackson Hole.
And Albany County.
I don't know where that is.
Laramie, where the University of Wyoming
yeah, I can
is.
see that.
Super fucking blue.
And I wasn't yelling at you. I was just going on a tangent, and I'm sorry if
Who?
you felt like I was yelling.
He's all right. He likes being yelled at. It's fine.
Me? I need you to yell at me. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong loud.
Well, the loud part I definitely got unlocked.
That's been a description of Wyoming my whole life, is that we're one small town with really long roads.
Yep. Because you are like
I-90.
Driving home to Montana is the worst in Wyoming. Oh, look, another straight road for 70,000
Would you rather
miles.
they were all switchbacks? Did it take 5 times as
It's
long
less
to get anywhere you
boring
were
that
going?
way and less falling asleep possibilities.
I will grant you, there's a stretch on I-25 between fucking Douglas and Wright, which is like the worst fucking part of the whole state. It is so boring. There's actually a road. There's a tiny little place called Bill, right? Bill is a post office and a train yard. There's nothing else there except I think there's a motel off the side of the road that they built there now. Off the side of I-25. That's not even I-25. I think that's Highway 59. So there is an adjoining road. That road's name is Doldrum Road. Not a joke. It's actually called that because there's nothing fucking there. And it's also the home of one of the infamous Wyoming windsocks, which is a pole with a very heavy chain attached to it that has a sign next to it for angles of the chain, like, blustery day, so on and so forth, super windy, hurricane level, and then the top one is welcome to wonderful Wyoming. The chain, by the way, is very, very heavy. It takes a lot to move the chain. But
Yeah. But
Sam,
it's Wyoming.
Sam, I got a beef with you because when I was training, I had to go through Wyoming during the snow, and they shut down I-90, and we had to stay there.
Yes, that's what
So
happened.
I was mad at your state for a long time.
Well, because the winds are so bad, but they've been bad forever, Sam. YDOT needs to fix their shit. They need to learn how to take care of their roads. It's always fucking snow there. Just like Montana. Montana is not as shit as them. They
right,
don't get
but then
as
what
bad.
would the contractors do all summer if they weren't working on everybody's roads all the time?
I know. Construction
Whatever
and
would we
winter.
funnel that earmarked taxpayer money into? Oh no, I'm right there with you. It's fucking horseshit.
Montana,
like if we built our roads correctly in the first place, we wouldn't have to replace massive fucking potholes every spring.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm just saying.
And see, I think Wyoming is probably similar, but we would always say in Montana that there are 4 seasons: almost winter, winter, still winter, and construction.
Road construction.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember when I was younger, I watched one of my favorite miniseries is Lonesome Dove. And they go up to Montana and they show it. And I was, oh man, that's one beautiful state. One day I'd like to live there. And then I found out how much snow they get in Channel. Like, fuck that.
Fuck that shit. Yeah. Yep. Oh, hey, Malty.
Did you just sing that song, gal? Fuck that shit, I'm out.
I can't not. If I'm going to say it, it's going to be sung. I don't notice that I do it. So yes, I did. I'm sure.
All right. So
back to this. Sorry.
Essentially, the medical staff decided that Jennifer was going to one of these facilities one way or the other. Said
she
that
was
opened
supposed
up
to
in
be
Wyoming.
Billings, and last minute they changed it and took it out of the parents' hands.
Believe it or not, I've actually been on the receiving end of something very fucking similar in terms of like hospital staff just deciding to ship someone and not tell the family until they were already on the road.
It's such bullshit.
When I was 14, something very similar happened to me. Which is interesting because Jennifer is also 14. Which, by the way, I got to say this. As far as like recognizing how a person feels and what their, preferred whatevers are and all that stuff.
That gay shit.
A 14-year-old is an underage person. That person does not have rights. Those rights belong to their fucking parents.
Yep.
All of them.
Period.
Without question.
And I get it. I've been 14. I've had fucking people come in and telling me how little right I had for anything. And it sucks. It does. But it's the fucking way it is.
And
you don't get to impose your will just because you feel a certain fucking way.
But I feel like an adult. I identify as an adult, Samuel. I'm 14, but I identify as an adult.
You can identify as a fucking ham sandwich. Doesn't make you one.
See, and this is the problem I have with states like basically the West Coast, I'm sure the East Coast too, where the parent is not allowed to go into the room of their 12-plus-year-old when in the hospital or the doctor's office in general. Like, unless the child wants their parent there, they get shut out. So those conversations have nothing to do with the parent whatsoever. My sister, her kids live in Washington. She's dealing with this shit. Well, she's not really dealing with it. It applies to her life. And that's how these kids get indoctrinated, and it really pisses me off because it toes the fucking pedo line so fucking hard. Why are you pushing that 12-year-olds should have any control and say so over their fucking medical life without their parents there?
That's right.
Their life at all in general, not just their medical life, but still, like, specifically
You know
this.
why? You know why? It's because kids are easily manipulated. It's easy
Exactly.
to talk them into things. It's easy to get them to see things your way. You know, that's part of why they don't have those rights.
Exactly. And they
Yep.
shouldn't. They're not
Children,
fully developed.
yeah, even though there's a lot of people who don't understand this, children can't make their own decisions because they're not aware of the consequences that can be their whole life. That's why we don't let kids get tattoos, because if you let a kid get a tattoo, they'd have Barney tattooed on their ass. And later in life, that might not be what they want to,
Yep.
Right?
you know?
Might not be the sign they want to give to the world.
Yeah. What's this on your butt? It used to be Barney, but after 15 years, it's kind of
Rexy. It's Rexy now.
So yeah, this used to be common sense. This used to be something we didn't have to fucking explain to people. But yeah, you have these bleeding hearts that are sitting there saying, if a kid says at 3 years old that I think I'm a girl, that obviously must be truth. That must be 100% valid. He also said he wanted to be an astronaut the day before. Oh, and before that, a cowboy. Oh, and before that, a dinosaur.
dinosaur.
So yeah,
My youngest
truck
thought she was
before
a
that.
puppy.
Yep. Or a
Yeah.
cat. No,
You know?
they should
You
not
know,
be putting
I didn't go
fucking
shopping for a
children.
fucking leash just because she thought she was a puppy.
Yep.
yeah.
But the reason why that's happening is because the agenda, and I'm gonna keep this clean so Samuel don't have to be in YouTube jail. But the agenda needs to go after the children because
Yep.
they're waiting for us to die out so we can go
Mhm.
away.
Oh yeah.
They need the generation that was born at the same time that the first iPhone was born. They need them to take over. So they don't care about what we think because we're going to be dead soon in their eyes. We're going to be dead soon. So that's
Except
why
what?
they want to give power to the kids. You can decide what gender you are.
Except like
Just
male.
say it and it'll be done no matter what your parents think.
There was a recent poll that I think it's Dermy's generation of males.
Gen
Hate-
Z.
Yeah.
He's barely Gen Z, but yeah, he is.
Yeah. The males hate the feminist agenda in that generation because they've
Well, that's good.
been growing up being told that they're men. You have a penis, you're the worst thing on the planet. You're oppressing any woman that stands within 5 feet of you because you have a penis. It was like a recent poll from CNN or something, MSNBC, which is hilarious. They weren't happy about the results.
Well, they actually posted the
Yeah.
truth of the poll. They didn't doctor it or anything.
Well, I mean, polls are
That's-
sample sizes. There's only so
Yes.
much of that you can take
Grain of
take
salt.
as
Yeah.
factual anyway. But yeah, that seems to be a general sentiment is that young men are getting sick of being told how fucking worthless they are from day one.
Yeah.
As well they should be. This shit is such bullshit. I can't stand it.
You know,
We all have our pluses, we all
Boys-
have our negatives.
Boys are told that they're broken girls, basically.
well,
You need to sit down in your desk in class and be a good girl. That's what they're told.
Right. That's the education system.
Good
It's
little
built
girl.
for women.
and to castrate Ben.
Yes.
And I will ask
So-
again, like I ask on every single of these podcasts, who is trying to stop this? Where's the pushback? Because it seems like
This is
that
pushback.
side of the
I keep telling
spectrum
you, man,
is getting everything they want.
Well, there's certain things like I said, like you see the pushback against this gender ideology bullshit. That because it's so in your face apparent. A lot of the stuff that we have being done by that side is stuff you don't even know. I mentioned this on one of the shows not too long ago. If you look at the books that are required reading in most high schools in this country, they're all geared towards women. Women tend to like two types of stories. Men tend to like fantasy and fiction. All the books are headed towards being more appealing to girls and helping girls enjoy reading.
Mhm.
Why? Because it's more important to get women to be more scholastically inclined than boys.
Exactly.
And no one knows these things because you have to actually look into it to understand what's being done to your kids, your sons in school. They're being taught that they don't like school, that they shouldn't like school because they don't enjoy the writing. Why? I don't want to read this book. It's not interesting to me. And those little things they do will drive your son to underachieving while will drive your daughter to success. And that's,
I swear to God,
they don't know.
I swear to God, you drop a bunch of comic books in that school, every boy in that school would be grade A readers.
This is the
You
thing.
drop a bunch of comic books in that bitch, they will be able to read.
Prime example of this is how much Jane Austen books are pushed. I didn't read Pride and
Oh
Prejudice
God,
until
those
I
are so
was
bad.
I was an adult, and like seeing movie adaptations and just the way that like there was this one movie where it was in a trailer where she got into an argument with a dude who said something like I didn't even remember it, but I'm like, I need to check this book out because all these women gush over it, blah 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 blah. And Mr. Darcy, blah blah blah, and he was such an ass. Nah, nah. No, Mr. Darcy is the only good character in that fucking book. It pisses me off so much. Reading that book, I was furious because it's about this stupid teenage girl that listens to gossip and what she perceives to be true and listens to the guy who she knows nothing about but she thinks is cute. All this information is told to her.
The movie Clueless was based on that.
Yeah, but Clueless is an actual good movie.
It is.
This book is god awful. God awful.
Yeah, it's all of this. You know, I used to have 3 criterion for calling something a classic, and it had to fit 2 out of the 3 criterion. It was old, it was hard to read, it was boring as shit. Didn't have to fit all 3, but it had to fit at least 2 out of those 3. Right? Like
Yeah.
Dracula, for example, is old and it's hard to read. It ain't fucking boring.
Yeah.
You know, or same thing could be said about Frankenstein. Not boring. It's old. It can be kind of difficult to follow, but anything by fucking Jane Austen.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm still
torture for boys, and I would wager for girls too. They're just conditioned to say that they like that shit, but they don't like that. Nobody likes that shit. It's so fucking boring. You know that there was a movement a few years back where they were kind of updating classics like that, where they like Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, for example, and they'd add in things or like
that movie's so bad.
what was it? It was like Mansfield Park and Mummies or some shit. And anyway, so I got a copy of Pride and Prejudice and Zombies because I'm like, okay, fuck, maybe I can finally get through this goddamn thing, right? And you know what? They added zombies in and ninjas, and it
was
still
terrible.
sucks ass.
Okay.
It
I was just
still
like, please God,
sucks
no,
ass.
Sam. It is so
There are ninjas
bad.
killing zombies in Pride and Prejudice,
And
and it's
all
still
the
the most
women.
boring, god awful fucking piece of literature I've ever read in my life.
Girl boss women throughout it.
Not even
I
girl
just-
boss women, just women sitting around going like, "Oh, that's so pretty! Aren't you so pretty? Hey,
She
look at that
saves
handsome
Darcy.
man over there."
She saves Darcy. It's fucking bullshit. I hate it. Oh my God.
I have no
Yeah, and
idea
you
what y'all talking about.
What's
Yeah.
even worse?
No
is
idea.
like fucking Oscar Wilde, right? He's hailed as like this fantastic wordsmith. Have you ever actually tried to read The Picture of Dorian Gray? Because it's the same shit, but it's gay dudes.
So what's funny of you bringing up Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, technically that's actually what made me read Pride and Prejudice, because the trailer for that movie I thought was interesting. I'm like, oh my God, it's like this stupid old school book that I've never read that's like some romance or something, which was my depiction of it. But it's with zombies. Maybe this will be awesome. So let me read the book. And then I watched the Keira Knightley movie. And then I watched it was just such a terrible progression. But I am a woman at heart, and I do like the romance aspects of the movies. So technically it's a guilty pleasure, but it's terrible movies and terrible stories.
Well, you can like romantic movies and stuff, and just
Yep.
like the good ones.
Well, and that's why I say it's a guilty pleasure. Like, it's not good. It's not. Like, Mr. Darcy is the only good character in there because he is logical. He makes decisions based off of true and factual information. And then he grows as a person, even though he's stupid to even think that she's changed at all, because that bitch is not changing shit.
Did you ever see As Good as It Gets?
Yeah.
Is that
With
the
Jack Nicholson and
Yeah. How do you write
there's
a
bit
woman?
where- how do you write a woman? I think of a man, and I take away reason and accountability.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts.
I have not seen that movie, but I have heard that line. So
I love the
it's,
girl when
it's-
she looks at him with these big eyes, like she's so enamored, and she's all like, and then he says that, and she just like,
he's not wrong.
That's a great fucking movie, by the way. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's one of the great fucking comedies of its era. Jack Nicholson, Helen Hunt, and Greg Kinnear. I think Cuba Gooding Jr. is in it too.
Yeah, I
It's
like
pretty good.
I like Helen Hunt.
Yeah, she does nude posing in that. You know, tastefully done. All that. Anyway, so this article is very long.
I don't like that Shadow
Which
is
is-
quizzing me in chat because
Well, don't pay attention to him.
Why isn't he here on the
'Cause I didn't
panel?
invite him.
Oh, he's not invited. Okay, my bad. Forget. Strike that.
invited.
Edit that out.
The girls in Canada
Yeah,
is
Shadow is an acquired taste. That's why.
basically CPS took the girl to Wyoming and gave them the runaround. And eventually she was sent to her mother in Canada, who was known to abuse her and her sister, and has never shown any interest in wanting them to live with her.
Yeah.
So good job,
so
CPS.
real quick, I am still currently under a channel strike, so I have if it's an outside source to YouTube, I can't provide links in descriptions that actually like will work, because it's one of the punishments for stepping out of fucking line on YouTube. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to paste the hold on a second. I'm going to paste the article in chat.
I thought I said something. Okay, gotcha.
You always say something. You always say something that's
So-
detrimental.
I thought he was warning me not to say something again. I got it.
No. It wasn't you. I was just saying
You
that
just
I'm
don't want to
gonna-
read
I'm
the
just-
whole
I'm
article. It's so long.
Not this
Yeah,
time.
it's very,
Not
very
this
long.
time.
But for those who were interested in reading the entire thing word for word and all that stuff, I will post the link in the chat for you guys so that you guys can do that at your leisure. And it's worth the read. It is. It's just that we keep getting off on tangents
Distracted.
here, and I don't know if we're gonna get all the way through this before we end the show. So
And it's a little depressing. So
yeah. But long story short, yeah, essentially she gets shanghaied and sent to Canada. The parents, Todd and Krista being the stepmother, are not in contact with her, which is unfortunate. Even though they're trying to be, and they're still reaching out and all that. They apparently had the judge placed a gag order on them to not talk about this.
and they decided to break
They didn't
it.
want
Yeah.
the chick getting out, and so they decided to break the gag order and say "fuck you guys." So there probably are charges pending.
Yeah.
for
They're
that.
like
would
they're
too.
waiting on the judgment or whatever for it.
I would too. Fuck that.
Shit, yeah, I think it's inspiring as fuck that they did that. That's awesome that they would step up and be like, "Look, we don't want this happening to your kids too."
Yeah.
You know,
Because that's
you guys need to
exactly
know
why
what happened.
those radical judges put gag orders on people, is because they know if what they're doing
got
gets
out.
out, then people are going to be upset about it and shit. So it's all like, oh, we've just fucked you over. We've just done this horrible thing to you, but you can't, tell anyone how bad it hurts. And yeah.
Yeah. So let's see, like the final paragraph here. I will also be looking at if we have a case against Youth Dynamics Group Home for social transitioning our daughter against our wishes. Krista says this is not about money. This is about standing up and telling our story. So this does not happen to another family. We will fight to save our daughter no matter what it costs us financially or emotionally. That's what parents do for their children. Bra fucking vo.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know. Also, the asterisk next to Jennifer at the top was because they had that Jennifer's not the kid's name. They changed that. So
for the
yeah,
anonymity.
for protection, which God, do you remember when people used to do that
Yep.
for like minors and stuff? God, like that's a bit of a breath of fresh air there.
Yep.
Yep.
You know,
You don't do that anymore.
I hate all these parents that say, I did this because I my child, that's their true self and all this shit. You don't know nothing about that. Kids change their mind all the time.
All the
And
time.
they've done studies that show most kids that have these kind of thoughts grow out of it at some time. What you don't want your kid upset at you when he's 7. What are you gonna do when he's freaking 20? He goes off to college. He finds a girl. He falls madly in love with her. But guess what? She loves him as a friend, but she isn't into that. She wants a dude, a full-on dude. And here he is, transitioned at 12 or whatever by his parents,
Mhm.
who listened to some fucking therapist who has their head up their ass and their own agenda. And now he can't get the girl he loves because she doesn't, she's just not into that.
Like,
What's he
it's a
gonna
factor,
do
is
then?
it? Yeah.
At 9 years old,
gonna
I
blame?
wanted to be a fire truck. What if there was technology, biotechnology, to turn me into a fire truck? Would I be
wouldn't-
happy right now at 44? No, I would not.
So, having experienced this and like called my mother up and apologized for being the ass that I was as a teenager, not realizing the shit that she was going through as an adult, because you just don't know until you know for shit like that. I mean, you can if you whatever. You know what I mean with that. So, I would rather have my fictional children that I don't currently have come to me in their 20s and 30s saying, thank you, I'm so sorry I was an ass, rather than, how could you let me do this? I want to have kids and I can't have them now. You've ruined my life.
Yeah.
They never apologize. People on that side don't believe in apologizing.
That doesn't bother me, man. I don't believe in apologizing if you don't fucking mean it. A hollow apology is worthless.
Exactly.
Serves no purpose other than
It's a
fucking
waste of
signaling.
breath. Yeah.
I don't apologize for shit I'm not sorry for. I will apologize if I feel that I'm in the wrong and that I should, but it's a rare thing. I'm not saying that I'm never in the wrong. I'm saying that I don't feel that I am.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons they keep all the information about detransitioners.
Yes.
It's buried. They don't want you talking about. They don't want talking about that. There's plenty of people who have
lot.
massive regrets of what they did, who have gone to great extent to reverse what they had did to the point they can. Some of it's unreversible. You're just screwed. But you don't hear those voices. Why? Because they're not going to get on the local news. They're not going to get on these panels and have stuff where you hear from them, TED Talks and shit like that. But somebody who's all into it, yeah, they'll get put on the front page,
But devil, if you detransition, you're out of the club. You're tossed into the abyss if you detransition.
Yeah.
That's why
And
you don't
then-
hear from those guys or the
And
girls.
they sit there and call themselves a community, but then they'll ostracize somebody who doesn't go with the narrative. It's like remember the last, not this one that just came out, but the one before Dave Chappelle comedy special, where they all freaked out and they, all the people were all, we're gonna quit Netflix because they put it as on the. They weren't mad
Yeah,
at him
'cause he
because he
made
was
jokes.
telling. Well, no, they weren't mad at him because the jokes. I don't think they were. They knew he was going to tell jokes like that. What they were mad is the story he told, that he had that transgender comedian who came up to him and they ended up becoming
Daphne.
really
Yeah.
good friends. Yeah. And she opened for him all those times. And because she said, I think Dave's still a good guy. He's my friend. And, and she got so much blowback from her community that they literally tortured her to the point she killed herself.
Yep.
They didn't like that because that's something they don't want out there, that they're actually toxic and they actually sit there and bully people into going with the narrative. So it's just like Blair White. If you're a trans person who's all like, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with this. No, we can't have that. We can't have dissenting voices here. You're going to say what we say, or we're going to, tear you down, destroy you any way we can. That's what they were upset with him, because he pointed out something that they try to hide.
Well, and it's like gays against groomers.
Yeah.
They're ostracized.
Yeah.
Yep.
There have been some stuff involving one or two of the founders of Gays Against Groomers that is less than stellar, but overall they
Really?
do good work. Yeah, I'll have to dig out the stuff
find
I
that.
send it to you. But yeah, it's how it is. Sometimes you take your allies where you can find them.
Yeah,
and
I can't
that's
say I'm a perfect person.
No, not at all.
You
Not
make me say it
knowing
all
what.
the time.
Of course you're not perfect. Of course. We know that. We got proof that you're not perfect.
I've got proof that I'm not perfect.
Speaking of, improving technology and perfection.
No,
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
I don't want to.
Yes. Dude, I wanted to.
Oh, this is a parody.
You guys,
dude.
yeah, it is, but it's hilarious and hilarious. We're
Okay.
going to go over this, but
Yeah.
this does tie into some news about Neuralink that came out earlier this week.
Hello, everyone. I'm an engineer for Neuralink. After 8 years of hard work, we are pleased to announce the successful implantation of Neuralink in the first human. This patient, who wishes to remain anonymous, is recovering well. Difficult tasks, such as walking on the stairs, articulating sentences, navigating off the stage, and avoiding global conflicts, pose challenges for this patient. Unfortunately, Neuralink hasn't shown promising results in addressing these issues. However, we will monitor the patient's brain activity as he continues with his everyday life at the White House. Thank you.
Isn't this
Yeah.
That
the
last
guy?
Hello,
line
everyone.
got me.
Yeah, he trolled
Get it.
Davos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Good
the
on
same
him,
dude.
man.
Got to make
Good
sure
channel.
homeboy gets his credit here. He
Yeah.
does stellar fucking work.
God.
I love this guy. We're probably going to end up showing more of his stuff down the line too, because if he keeps up this fucking level of hilariousness, I don't know. I might have to sub to him or whatever. But yeah, there was some stuff about their first implant into a human this week. Or
Really?
late last week, rather. Yeah. That's why
didn't
he
know
made this
that.
video, because they did successfully make the first Neuralink implant into a human. So it's
So,
beginning.
Gal, will you be participating in the Neuralink project?
What the fuck do you think?
I
You
don't
ever seen-
know.
You
Maybe
ever
you
seen
change your
Demolition
mind.
Man? You ever seen Demolition Man?
Yes, love it.
Consider me the
Snipes.
female Edgar Friendly.
Oh shit. Okay, that's my answer.
Oh, I'd rather eat a rat burger too. I'm right there with you.
I will live under the ground. I will do what I want. I will.
Yeah. What are we gonna? What a stupid thing! Like I'm pro Elon Musk, right? At least right now. But yeah, that's the stupidest thing. Like, I'm gonna let you put a fucking computer chip in my fucking
No.
head that you can fucking manipulate me with, or God knows what. You're gonna have
Just-
what in the future when we're all standing there with our picket signs going, the government's abusing their power, and they just turn us the fuck off. We all just
Yep.
collapse and they
The
round us up.
Borg.
I'm-
There's.
Go
so
ahead.
many
No, go ahead.
sci-fi shows.
I'll finish
Sorry,
after you.
sorry.
Go ahead. Go
Like,
ahead.
there's
No,
so
go ahead.
many sci-fi stories out there of things like the Borg. I can't remember what Stargate's, like, the community was called. I can't remember the name of the episode, but there are so many examples of this in every sci-fi anything. It's never a good thing. And it always results in the same abuse.
Well,
There's no-
it's about erasing what it means to be human.
Yeah.
You know, which in effect is the end of our race. Like we might still be ambulatory and walking around and vaguely shaped the same and shit, but we wouldn't be human anymore.
But Sam, I'm trying to get away from this shit. I'm telling people on my channel, maybe we should consider going back to flip phones. I actually said that in the video. Maybe we should consider going back to flip. I'm trying to get everybody away from this shit.
I
Take
said
it
we need to
further.
go back to analog.
landlines.
Go back to analog. Analog's good too.
Fucking rotary phones, man.
Yep.
The second that we had the internet in the palm of our hands, that's when society went to shit.
Broke down. Yep.
Well, to paraphrase badly, the devil.
And he's on the panel with
internet
us.
was-
Say hello.
The internet was a
carefully.
mistake. No, there are days though when I absolutely agree with the mythological Lucifer when he said, you know, free will's a bad idea.
You think so?
Oh yeah, there are times when I think it absolutely was a fucking bad idea.
I mean, I just blame Eve for
Look
everything.
what we do with it.
Yeah.
Kind of fuck shit up.
Yeah.
But, you know.
She's
No.
hoes can't be trusted.
You know, you tempted the first hoe.
Yeah, if some scaly motherfucker
It wasn't-
can talk
wasn't-
a woman into
it
doing
wasn't
something
hard.
into biting on his apple, right?
Of course, it
She
wasn't
ain't
hard.
I just said you hungry, and she's all, yeah, that's how it went. Okay.
I didn't say it was hard. I said you guilty of being the dude that did
Did
it.
she trip and it fell into her mouth too?
Yeah, that's exactly how that happened. Popped her in the jaw a little bit, so she bit down.
I think we should go back to a time like the year before the first iPhone. The year before the first iPhone, you had these high-tech flip phones, right? They could take pictures. You could text somebody, but it'll take you like 30 seconds to type 10 words.
Typing like the T9 word.
We need to go
Actually, I
back to
really
that.
hate that.
Me too.
You could only access the internet at work, at home, and Starbucks. That's it. We need to go back to that.
Well, if
Once we got the
internet,
internet in our pockets, in our hands, that's when shit got fucked up.
I think we should probably say Starbucks while we're at it.
I'm good with getting rid of Starbucks. I'm definitely good.
Yeah,
with
Absolutely.
it's not like it sells poison both in liquid
Well, it's
form and
overpriced
ideologically.
poison. I like my poison to be 99 cents. Thank you.
So
Oh,
except
that's
for
commie ideology. Like, of course, they're going to make you pay for swallowing their poison.
one road trip last year. So prior to that, it had probably been 7 years since I had Starbucks as of last year. Like,
So
I-
7 years sober.
well, I don't like their coffee just in general. Like, it's burnt sludge, and I'm not going to pay like $14 for a liquid sugar drink. So I would go to Dunkin', because we do have a few out here for Dunkin' Donuts, and their coffee was better. So I would just get regular coffee, and sometimes I get like a mocha, which is still just a sugar drink. But then we make coffee at home and started our carnivore stuff. So
No. You're 100% right. People don't go to Starbucks to get coffee. They go there to get a fucking goddamn piece of candy in a cup. That's what it is. You put all that cream, you put all that sugar and shit. You're eating more than if you ate 3 Snicker bars in a fucking goddamn glass.
You get fat as fuck too, devil.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, you
They're
can
so
get the
bad
same
for you.
amount of flavor in one of those little like hard fucking toffees that you dig out of grandma's purse or whatever.
Yep.
You know, and honestly, it's probably better for you.
Yeah.
You can suck on that shit all day long. It's coffee flavored.
Clip it. Somebody clip it. Clip that. Clip what he
He'll
just
clip it
said. Clip it.
himself.
Clip it and talk about
Please. Like that's the worst fucking thing I've said on this show.
I like how that short about soccer got so many views, by the way, Sam.
Oh yeah, that did pretty. That did. You know what's funny is that's one of 2 shorts I put out that week that did really well days
Mhm.
after I posted it. Like it's just like the next day it spiked like 300 views, and then a
Yeah.
couple hours later it spiked another 300 views, which was surprising to me because nobody saw it when it came out.
Yeah.
And then I had another one earlier in the week that I put out.
You were
The
talking
French girls
about
one. It was out for
yeah.
like days, and then all of a sudden, and it had like 4 views on it, and the next thing I know, it's up near 1,000.
I've
It was
got
weird.
I've got to go back to all the old Beelzehubs and start going through them and finding clips. We had a lot of good material, a lot of funny things said, but I don't remember it, and I just don't get around to doing it. But I could definitely clip some stuff out of there, and
Oh
maybe
yeah,
that would help the channel
absolutely.
grow some.
You know how I do it, which I don't know if this would be of any help to you, and I'll devil, but so a lot of times I will listen back to my stuff, which I know sounds narcissistic, guys, but it's really not. It's
I
just me
do it all
trying
the
to like
time. It's not
improve my
narcissistic.
shit.
It's
So
research.
when I'm at work, I do it
R&D.
while I'm at work. Is I'll stick it in my ear and I'll listen through it, and when I hear a bit that I think might be funny,
it in
I'll
his
either
ear.
take the timestamp down or I'll just make the short right then and there.
I hate my sound of my voice. I hate it. I think I sound so bad on. I don't know why people listen to me.
You
I
sound
hate
better
it.
than
y'all,
me, and I think I sound good. What
We
you talking
all
about?
hate our own
I
voices.
hate it. I
The
can
more
Like
you
my
edit,
voice.
the more used to it you get. It's interesting. I hate my voice. I sound like my sister.
Yeah, you do get used to it, and it's just one of those things though. Like if you're gonna find if you want to find stuff to clip out and make shorts or short videos or like whatever out of, you're gonna have to listen to your voice. So you're
Yeah.
gonna need to get past that.
I found out I pause too much. I gotta fix that. I pause and then repeat, and then pause and then repeat. I gotta fix that. I really do.
I say a lot and like. I hate how much I say like.
You say like
That
a
was-
Californian.
Okay, I don't say it like that.
No, it's not Valley. No, she does not sound like a Valley girl. We got Valley girls out here. Like totally.
Like, oh my
I'm like,
god.
yeah. Oh god, I hate that. No, you don't sound
That
anything like
physically
that. Thank
pained me
God.
to do that.
I was on the Screaming to Into the Void the other day, and they like talked about a lot of stuff that like offended me, and I didn't like want to say that I like was offended, but I just would play it cool and everything because
I kind of hate
like
every
when it's-
minute of this. I don't want to listen to this. Stop talking.
He's like, all right, I am putting the hammer down. No more of this shit.
So you are all kicked off.
Nope.
Surprised we
One
weren't
man
kicked.
show from there.
That Valley Girl shit. I just do not.
Oh, yeah.
It grates the nerves. I hate it.
There are
especially
more
when they
filler words
when they do
in
the up
English language
voice.
than like.
When they do
So
the up
what's
voice,
funny-
like everything's a question, and so Samuel the Infamous, is that your name? Are you like
I
the
thought we just said we
eldritch
were gonna not do this
god
anymore.
of horror
Okay,
extraordinaire?
okay, clip.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm stopped.
So what's
shutting
funny
up.
about this? I'm not going to do the Valley Girl, anything like that. Okay, Sam. It's just a funny story. So when I was in high school, I was on volleyball and softball teams in freshman, sophomore year, and then I don't like women, so I no longer wanted to do that. And so I took stats for my high school football team for junior and senior year. The night and day difference of riding in a bus full of freaking women that are putting on makeup, spraying their hair with hairspray, getting all dolled up for their stupid fucking sport. Like I brush my hair back, I put it up in a ponytail. I don't need to wear makeup that I'm just going to sweat off, and I don't care if I have flyaways. So that was annoying by itself, but the high-pitched nature of women's voices, and then you just have an entire bus full of them, is the most obnoxious sound in the world. I cannot stand it. And we had an away game when I was taking stats for the high school football team. I don't know why I keep saying high school. I already said that. So the football team was completely different. It was just low tones. I was just chilling. We were watching movies. Nobody was doing their hair. Nobody was freaking spraying their god-awful hairspray. It was the best thing in the world. And this is pretty much the shining example of my life and why I get along with dudes versus women. Did that detract from the Valley Girl enough? Distract? from it?
No, that's
Good.
what we needed to
Yeah,
hear.
yeah, oh,
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah. Okay.
That's good. Just don't much care for that
Yeah.
that Valley, California. Like, even if I didn't
That's
have a problem with Californians, which I do as a rule. No offense, Devil.
Oh, I have it too.
I
that's like
really
the
don't like that accent, the way of speaking, the cadence.
that's how I see all women, is like that bus ride and just combination of Valley Girl, and that's why I don't like them.
So are you like more green haired, or are you like more anti-liberal, or are you
I-
like
Okay, I
More
thought that I
tiff.
distracted him enough, but apparently I did not, Sam, and I tried.
Well, it was
tried.
nice having Clue on the show. I ain't doing this shit, dude. It's like, no.
that's what we do? We fight. We fight every now and then. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna sulk.
Like I said, I living in California. That was like at least
Common.
70% of the women was that, and yeah, it just, and I'm not even in that area. Like that's that's supposed to be LA. That's supposed to be, but no, they get it, that it migrated up to the middle of California where I was originally, and we had a
'Cause they've
bunch
been
of girls that just were stupid sounding.
slowly fleeing away from Los Angeles and San Diego and San Francisco.
And that's what I don't understand, because I know a number of women who speak in that way, and it's more of an affectation than it is anything else. Women who are not stupid. Why do you want to sound like you're stupid?
I
Because
think
it's acceptable.
at a certain point, I think those women thought that it made them more feminine to speak in such a manner.
Yeah, but just in that one little location.
I don't know. I don't
Well-
know. That's all I
well,
got.
It's the same thing for when I was in school, when you had the white kids who started, I don't want to say the word that we used to call them, but it'd be like, yo dog, yo, what's up homie, what's up? And it's all like,
what?
Wiggers?
Start with a W.
you
I did say it with a W,
small-ass
by the way, YouTube.
Yeah.
rural town.
No, you didn't.
Why are you
No,
talking
you
like
didn't.
this? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
People
be
stupid.
it is. It's just retarded. Like, why are they? I don't understand. It's like D-Day saying they think they sound more sounding like bimbos attract men. You know what attracts men? Being hot and shutting the fuck up.
There you
Being
go.
real.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's the
it's-
formula, y'all. You heard it from Samuel, the dating coach. You heard from
Oh
him.
no, do not put that fucking mantle on my shoulders.
Matchmaker.
Some asshole will go and
matchmaker,
dig up my
bring
whole
me
fucking
match-
dating history, and they'd be like, "Why is this guy acting like he knows what he's talking about? He's a complete
He
failure
knows
there." And I was
now.
like,
He
"I
didn't
told you
back
not to put
then,
that
but he
shit on my
knows now.
shoulders."
Yeah, because there are certain guys who are attracted to that. I'm not, but certain guys who are attracted to ditzy girls who, I find that to be, so off-putting.
Mm. Now, to qualify what I said there, like, it's not that I think that women shouldn't speak. I don't think that at all. Obviously, I have a woman here on my panel
And he lets me talk
who's
way too much.
very mouthy. Yeah. So
We love her.
That I don't have a problem with that. I just think that if you're going to speak, then don't speak like an idiot.
Yeah.
You know,
agree.
that's
I
my
agree
whole
with
thing.
that.
I think that if I'm going to get involved with somebody, which I'm not, but if I were to get involved with somebody in a serious way, we'd have to be able to speak to each other when we were done banging, right?
Mm.
There'd have to be something to connect over, something to converse over. We'd have to at least be on the same fucking level.
Yeah.
Or it wouldn't fucking work. Right?
Yeah.
So obviously I don't want this Valley Girl shit. That's not something that I'm into. It's like, if I'm gonna talk like this all the time, even though it annoys the shit out of you, that kind of garbage. Like, it's like, no, I would strangle a bitch after the first 3 days in Minecraft.
I find the most attractive thing about women is one I could have an argument with and she could hold her own. I don't like subservient
Oh,
people. I
who is
don't
this
like
dude?
oh
Hey,
This is an
I
interesting topic to come
Taylor
into.
Swifty mother.
I'm just not sure why you guys are talking so bad about my new girlfriend in the background. Just because
Oh,
she
yeah,
talks like
also-
that, that's not
I
cool.
was like,
Because she fixed the Super
Fuck
Bowl.
Tay-Tay.
That's why I'm mad at her. She fixed the Super Bowl.
It wasn't any worse than when the fucking Patriots won after 9/11. Come on.
Yeah, and
Yup.
and what's the other
Yup.
one? Don't forget the other one. The Saints won after Katrina.
Yeah.
Talk about coming in and derailing a conversation over a background. Just wanted to say
Yeah,
hi to
I don't-
everybody. Haven't seen you guys in a while. Been working weekends. We lost some people, so have to cover down. Kind of sucks, but
that's why it was
Anyway.
so quiet.
yeah, it was. I mean, I can do this if it makes it better.
I say that after coming off of a stream with Maza at like 2:00 this morning. So
Good Lord, that's late.
it was Beelzebub.
Yeah, you know us old people need our sleep, right? Oh, was it?
You said
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll disagree.
I gotta check that stream.
Yeah.
There was a lot of shit happened on that stream.
It did. A lot of shit did happen on that.
I don't
stream.
think Devil.
I'm gonna drive down to Australia. I know that sounds stupid because it's a fucking island country, whatever. But I'm gonna drive down to Australia. I'm gonna find Maza and I'm gonna make him watch Jaws.
Good luck.
You mean before 3?
I mean, yes.
Jaws.
He's only seen Jaws 3.
Maz is gonna get up in the morning, open his door. There's gonna be Sam saying, "What you say? Sam was a stupid name for an octopus," and just slap the shit out of him and make him watch.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
That was just straight up over his head. Oh my god, that was hilarious.
He's only seen Jaws 3, period, out of all the franchise.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
technically,
not
sad,
exactly
right?
loves it.
in
I
his mind, he watched Ghost Shark, and he said that's the shark from Jaws. So he's all technically, I watched Jaws too. That's
What?
how his brain works.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
there's
like
a
saying
movie
I
called
watched-
Ghost Shark. That is
That's like
basically-
saying I watched Sharknado, but I saw Twister. Like, I don't
He
understand.
loves, he loves
That's
Sharknado.
exactly what
exactly.
he's saying.
He's not exactly a connoisseur of movies or good movies. At least.
You think?
Wow.
I had to ask him.
It's a bit of a
I had to
tart.
ask him. I was like, "So what movies have you seen?" He goes, "Jaws 3 and Jaws 3
They asked him to name 9.
and Ghost Shark."
Ghost Shark.
Andy Pickle says Ryan hasn't seen Robotech. That's true. That is true.
That is a discussion for another time.
Yeah. It's a little far less mainstream than like Jaws is. Sorry, dude. I mean, I'm not knocking it, but I mean, I wasn't on another stream, but it's neither here nor there. We're not going to talk about that.
That
So
would be a
Valley
good
Girls, huh?
watch.
No, we really don't need to get back into that.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid going back to Valley Girls.
I got a question for Devil.
Sexy.
I got a question
Sure.
for Devil. Did you rank the handhelds?
No, we haven't done handhelds yet. We are going to get to that hopefully soon. But no, we have not done the handheld game consoles yet.
Okay, because I got kind of a beef with the Game Gear. But go ahead. What you saying? Don't let me derail the conversation. Go ahead.
Are you sure? Because
No,
the
it's too
Valley
late.
Girl stuff was
I was about to say,
That was you
hold
a
on.
bit of a derailment.
Hold on, you have a problem with the Sega Game Gear?
Yeah, I got a beef with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got a beef with it. Everybody, you thought it was great, didn't you? When you got your first Game Gear, you thought it was a good
Well,
thing.
I never had a Game Gear, but my friend had one, and it was pretty awesome because you could play
Okay.
like
When you hooked up the TV tuner, what did your friend think about that?
he just played it handheld. He plugged it into the wall and played the games. I mean, he had a Sega Genesis, so I mean, I guess.
We're gonna save that for Devil's Stream. Yeah, I got a beef. I got a beef with that handheld.
Did Devil invite you on for this stream? He should at this point, though, because you really got.
Yeah, if
You
you
got
know
a
if you
beef
know
with
more,
that handheld game. I do.
Goodness.
if you know more than just the Sega one, yes, you definitely could come on for that list. I don't know. I don't know
Devil,
what we're gonna do
can't get
after.
ranked. Keeps causing problems.
After we're done with the sci-fi shows, I need to think of what we're doing after that one.
That rocks.
I like the last stream you did, Devil. With the
What was
the cartoons of the 80s.
Oh yeah, that was a good
That
one.
was
We should do
awesome.
presidents.
You're gonna
Even
President
Ryan had a
presidents.
problem with one of the entries.
It's hard for me to find people who know about like stuff that's in pop culture. I don't even want to know how many people would be like, "Who's that?" When are we doing the presidents?
Given the state of this country, and they'll be like, wait, who's George Washington?
I don't know. They took his monument down, so.
Yeah.
Yep, they did.
No,
Yeah.
Well,
you'd have
they
bigger
did.
problems with guys like Taft or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew
William Henry
Jackson.
Harrison or
Isn't he the guy
Yeah.
that makes the popcorn? No.
Orville Redenbacher. I do like some popcorn. I'll tell you what. They're good popcorn.
Well, this seems like a good place to wind it down a little bit.
Thanks, Ryan.
You're welcome. I'm always here to help. I knew I was coming in towards the end. I just want to say hi to everybody because I hadn't been on forever, and I was like, I can take 20 minutes and jump on.
Well, I couldn't just leave you in the back like that, man, looking like fucking John Cusack and being John Malkovich at the end of the movie.
That's
You
what she said.
Con Air?
Staring out that window. It's like, look away. Look away.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could have added myself, but I figured it'd be a lot more fun if I didn't. I knew Devil would be so thrilled to see me.
Why? What makes you
Just-
think I wouldn't want to see you, man?
Just kidding, dude. Just kidding. I was like, I'm confused. I don't understand this joke. Like,
Taft was a big man. He was very famous for getting stuck in the White House bathtub twice.
Yep.
damn.
Yeah. He did some other shit too. Some of it was good for the country. Some of it really wasn't. But what people remember is his fat ass not getting out the tub.
Oh, so he was a fatty. He wasn't like tall.
No, well, I mean, he
was
was a
a
big
talking
man,
about
a
William
short
Taft?
man, but he was like, yeah, he was big, corpulent motherfucker. Probably sounded like this talking through his jowls. Big,
Yeah. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
yeah, that's what he's most famous for, which is kind of sad actually, because he actually had some decent contributions. He wasn't a terrible president. He wasn't the worst of them. He just was really fat. It's kind of like when people think of Gerald Ford, they think of him falling down the stairs, and they think of Joe Biden, they think of him falling up the stairs.
You beat me to it. I was like, oh, we're talking about stairs, huh?
Oh yeah. No,
I like-
that's Biden was just like, oh, you know, that Ford guy, he got nothing on me. Watch
Hold
this.
my
I'll
beer.
fall up.
3 times.
Yeah.
Joe
3
Biden was a
times.
better senator than he was president, in my opinion.
I don't know. This is seeming like a good topic, Devil.
Huh? What? What? Did I miss
Presidents.
it? President? What?
Dead president
We just got-
specifically.
How about that JFK?
That's a good guy.
Yeah, he's pretty
He's
dead.
very charismatic.
Very
He's
charismatic.
very dead.
Very
He is
dead.
very
no,
dead.
he was charismatic.
I still believe to this day he was killed by the CIA.
Of course he was. He was killed by some government
I think
agency.
they were involved, sure.
Or the mob. Or both.
Or Giacana.
I'm still going to go with the CIA.
I'm still going to go with not the person that got, pinned for it.
Yeah.
I blame the wife.
But that says,
can
even
blame
I
Blame
am
Jackie.
Giacana.
What did Jackie
Yeah.
do?
I just don't trust her.
Oh no, man.
You know that's why you guys know that's why Schwarzenegger married Maria Shriver, right? So they can
Why?
finally produce a bulletproof Kennedy.
Damn it, Samuel.
What? That was
Wow.
gold.
Damn it. No, I said damn it.
I'm just saying, Bucket Taylor Swift is judging you.
I don't
Those
care.
judgmental eyes.
I don't care what
Look at
that bitch thinks.
Unfortunately,
The
Ryan's
only thing about
boss,
those
Ryan's boss
judgmental
will
eyes
win
that
the Super
bothers
Bowl
me is
because
that they clearly belong to a ferret.
Damn you, Kenzo, wherever you are.
UK.
Yeah.
Probably
Pizza
sleeping.
last night.
Kind of surprised that Clifton is here, considering the fact that it's like, I think he's like 8
Like
hours ahead of
13
us.
o'clock over there.
Yeah. Clifton says he doesn't
Yeah.
sleep though.
Well, I mean, he does sometimes. he was a little bit late to that Netters Network thing the other day because he passed out a little bit because the time zone. There's like 8 hours difference. So
He says 2:40 a.m. Wow, that's late.
yeah, it's
So he's
it's
6
a-
hours
it's a
to get.
jelly
He's 6
donut.
hours ahead of the Eastern time. Okay, he's
Mhm.
6. All right.
Yep.
A Fasching school. Yeah, it's a jelly donut. A Berliner is a jelly donut. That was why the whole thing was funny when Kennedy said "Ich bin ein Berliner" is because he was trying to say "I am of Berlin, same as you," but he instead said "I am a jelly donut."
Yeah. Which jelly donuts are pretty good. If you got
Right,
like,
I mean, there's nothing
the
wrong with jelly
raspberry
donuts.
jam. I like raspberry
Oh,
better than
yeah.
strawberry when it comes to jelly donuts. But
Filled
I don't
donuts are gross.
But if I were in Kennedy's place, I would say something fun. Something that I mean, I guess jelly donuts are pretty fun, but he didn't intend that.
yeah.
This just
Say
sounds like a
something like,
giant innuendo.
"Ich bin ein der Fledermausmann," for example.
Yeah. Also, I love that Andy Pickle is basically is taking names of German cities, Frankfurt and Hamburg, and putting them.
Mhm.
Those are actually real places, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
entertaining.
they're also real foods.
There are real foods, yeah.
No. Man, I could probably go into the origin of the fucking hamburger patty real in depth, but I'm not going to. Instead, we're going to end the show because otherwise I will talk until my voice gives out, and I'd rather that didn't happen again. So,
Again, glad that Samuel is feeling good today.
Yes, he was.
Round of applause for Samuel.
Yes. Thank you. Good job not dying.
Good job not dying, Samuel. Let's go.
Also,
I
just
was
for the
trying real
record,
hard not to.
also just for the record, I blame Samuel for the background because the one stream he's not there and Taylor Swift becomes the bucket girl. What the fuck happened, man?
Yeah,
I had
that's your
nothing to
fault,
fucking do with
Samuel.
that.
Sorry. It is. Facts are facts.
The show falls apart without you.
I know.
It gets.
So anyway, that said, we are going to bring it to a close. Otherwise, we're just going to keep going off on like little tangents and whatnot, and it's just going to get messy and weird. So let's go around the horn. Clue, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twix, that's Twitter and X, at Clue Channel. You can find me here on YouTube at The Clue Channel. And I will be on Star Trek Engage tomorrow.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, I will. And
that's why I said that.
And I got some pre-records ready to be edited so everybody can see on my channel here on YouTube. I hope y'all enjoy it. Yeah. Let's go.
Awesome. Real quick, Andy Pickle, I am Tentacle Prawn. Cal.
Did everybody just hear me say that I don't like donuts? I don't like filled donuts, is what I said. Fucking Rumble and YouTube.
I thought you said that you don't like donuts either. I didn't know it was jelly filled donuts. Okay.
Filled. No, just filled in general.
No,
I don't
no
like
custard.
I don't like filled donuts
Okay,
or
so you
candy.
don't
No
want-
cream pies.
No,
Like Cadbury, you're biting into a chocolate bit of jizz.
Gross.
Dermy only likes filled donuts, you know.
oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Valid.
Why are we doing this right now?
We're
Because
not.
chat
Cal,
misheard
plug
me
your
and
shit.
apparently
I
y'all
don't care.
did too.
Shut up. Plug your shit. It's just gonna go really bad if we keep going. So just like, where can people find you?
Rumble, Twitter, Instagram, green haired Nancy liberal, right here. Yeah. I don't know if there might be Skinemax Saturday tonight, but I don't know. It.
I
seems
doubt
ugly,
it.
Mm,
I
Don't
gotta
matter
be
to
honest
me.
like that.
I ain't gonna be on.
Oh wow. Jeez, devil.
No,
We're getting a little
I've
cheeky
taken
over-
a break. I'm not
Yeah.
going on either.
So where will you be this week, Devil?
Tomorrow, we got Get Ranked. We're doing sci-fi TV shows. The list was so big we had to break it into 2, so we're doing it tomorrow, and then we're taking a week off for the Super Bowl because even though I'm probably not going to watch, it seems like everyone else still might. My audience, so we'll pick it up the second week and finish out the list. And then after that, I have no idea. Beelzebub next week, obviously, next Saturday, and then you can find me on Engage and a bunch of other places. Just look for me. And apologizing to Gal trying to patch stuff up there forever.
I'm rooting for you kids. I really am.
Shut the fuck up, Ryan.
So Devil, are
I just want to
you
be the flower girl.
are you or
flower
are you
man.
not rooting for Taylor Swift to win the Super Bowl?
Look,
I hope
shit, Jesus.
I hope they throw the ball, it hits off the pole and flies up and clocks her, and she dies of an aneurysm in Minecraft.
I hope you know what I hope. I
So,
hope she doesn't die.
does she
but I
win
hope
or
it leaves
not?
a permanent impression across her face of the fucking laces on the balls.
Laces out, Taylor.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
hope
look,
she gets
look,
she gets
look.
football faced.
that's
And
H
she has to
Ventura
live with looking
reference.
like that forever. Like not even plastic surgery will fix those fucking lace impressions. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want.
There's
I
nothing
gotta
wrong
be.
with the way she looks. I just don't want to hear her talk.
Yeah,
I gotta be honest.
yeah,
Like
there is.
she kind of
looks
makes
like she had
holding a
rodent
bucket look
in her
good.
ancestry.
I don't.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she kind of does.
No.
She's kind of cute, but
Wash
she needs
off
to
her
be
face
silent.
And she's average.
Yeah, she is
Say
a
wash off
mid
her face?
underneath the 7 pounds of makeup she puts on.
Definitely
Yeah, but
doesn't-
she's 5'11", so that kind
I
of
mean,
works
I
in her
don't-
favor.
I don't know. She's always wearing makeup when she comes in. I just point to the
I'm
corner.
just saying,
So
her grandma was a hamster.
I don't know what that means, but
It means her grandma was a hamster. Look at that woman. She looks like she has rodent in her ancestry, and not even that far back.
Why are you hating, Sam? Why are you hating?
I kind of see it, to be
hating?
honest. I kind of see it.
Yeah, she's got the beady little eyes, the fucking kind of pointed snout. Tiny little fucking incisors that could cut through anything.
She
Who
looks
says
like
she swallows? You don't know.
I was about to say,
hold up. This is
Damn,
a
Carrie.
family show,
Reading
gal.
the
This
chat.
is a family
Paying
show.
attention
Hold
to
on.
that. No, the
Have
fuck
you guys-
it's not.
this kind of harpens back to last week. Do you guys remember on last week's list we were talking about that show, The Littles?
Hmm.
She looks
yeah,
like one of
kind
the.
of.
She looks
Yeah,
like one
yeah.
of the. Pull a picture. She
She
looks like one of the fucking Littles, man. Half rodent people.
Ryan, do you have anything you want to plug before we go?
Yeah. So tomorrow,
Sexy.
that's over. Like we've
Oh, you guys broke
moved.
up?
We've moved
I'm
on.
so sorry.
We've moved on to a new
Oh,
meme.
it's Ariel now. God, I can't believe I forgot that.
Yeah. Good lord. Okay, so I'm back on track. Tomorrow, myself, Clifton, Clue, Larry, if he can make it, and Shadu, if he can make it. We're 11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Legion Teaches History, and also we'll be simulcasting to Legion Talk just to kind of, get everybody to kind of go over. We're going to be reviewing season 1 of episode 2 of Hunting Hitler, because this is a History Channel documentary. It was a show on for 3 seasons, and it actually chronicles the fact that Mr. Mustache Man may not have actually been taken out. It's a lot of
shocked
fun.
me, by the way.
Yeah, it's actually a lot of fun. It's fun in a different way. Well, we don't really get kind of like degenerate and stuff like that. Also, I'm going to be on Adam the Renaissance Nerds Roundtable filling in. I might be a couple minutes late because the first stream, the history stream, is going to end right about the same time, and that's at noon Mountain Standard Time. And then, of course, Star Trek Engage. So I have a lot to watch. And I believe, Samuel, you're hosting this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We'll also
Yeah.
have Big Rob as our Wesley this week, so
Very nice.
should be interesting. All right, and that brings it to me. Hopefully, my voice will continue to be of use and not crap out on me again, as has been the case in recent weeks. But for right now, we're operating under the assumption that we're back on schedule as we should be. So you can catch me over on Star Trek Engage tomorrow, and I do believe I will be helping out over on Devil's Channel for Get Ranked. I'll be one of the people there, which will be interesting because there's some shit on that list I've never fucking heard of, but we'll get through it.
You've probably seen more than I have.
Who are the other panelists? Oh, Gal's apparently one.
No.
We have
Apparently she is.
Oh,
Duke Devil, Bradley
Nice.
Burnett, he is, and Clifton. Clifton's on it too.
okay, cool, nice.
Clifton's on everything. I like that guy.
I know, I like Clifton
Yep.
too. He's a good addition to everything that I do now.
So that said, if I can, if work and sickness permitting, I might be trying to make Adam's show on Monday. And if Dermy has one, instead of playing fucking Power World again this week, I might be on Dermy's channel on Tuesday. You can probably catch me later tonight on Exile Minus 2 as well. That said, I think that covers all of us. And we'll be back obviously next weekend for all the fun stuff. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for watching, everybody out there in chat. And Cliff Anderson over on Rumble, I did not forget you. I just didn't actually say anything to you out loud. Sorry about that. But thank you for being here with us and giving Gal shit the entire time. I appreciate that. Thank you to all the panelists, and it's good to be back. Remember, YouTube, it could always be worse. It could be rain and flaming cobras. Night, everybody.
Peace out. Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.